Hello and welcome to the Unofficial Controller Podcast, your weekly gaming podcast, episode number 323, with me, George, and this week joined by a returned and rested, time-served RGT, whose Summer Games Fest, to my stinky wet fart. No, don't even look at me, don't even dare, because the only thing that matters right now is the YouTube viewer, apparently. Sorry, audio listener, travelling down the B17 somewhere in Devon. But YouTube needs an intro and an update. So we're going to talk the Nintendo Direct. We're going to talk about the Southern Korean Gaming Board leaking news, where, why, and how. Bit of investigative journalism, not by us, by someone who knows what they're doing. We're just going to talk about it. And then we're going to finish off with some sad news from Xbox after such a courageous forward momentum. There's some skeletons in the closet that have come out that not very good news attached. So with all that said and done, you know what's coming. YouTube's happy because the algorithm's been fed its drivel it needs to know. If you've hung around this far, don't go anywhere. It's not a beg. I'm not going to beg you. You're better than that. But just look at me and my colleague RGT as really a way of judging whether you are doing okay with your life. Use us as a sounding board. Every week, check in. Are they still there grinding this out? Oh dear, boys. Yes, they are. How am I doing? I'm basically living on the streets. Therefore, I'm doing better than these two tramps. Without further ado, RGT, how are you?
Apart from sleeping rough, I'm fine.
No, yeah, we don't need to be doing that. Even a homeless man can use this video, YouTube, it's free, to know that they're doing better with their lives than we are.
Oh, yeah, it's fair play.
We provide a service, gaming news,
Hmm.
community, all that sort of good stuff. But that's really secondary to what we do, is we boost people's morale just by existing.
Exactly, yeah. No, I've been told that before many a times.
Yeah, it's not a compliment.
I know, yeah, but I'm used to hearing it. So
Good.
yeah, if
Good.
anyone's struggling with their life, just look at me. Go, yeah, mine ain't quite so bad. Look at that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Anywho.
Yeah, let's skirt round that.
Yeah.
Let's move somewhere nice, somewhere comfortable. You're out on tag.
hmm
Had a bizarre image of you. I can't believe this. Deja vu.
I was
I
going to say,
had
it sounds like you said this before.
I had a feeling of you, an image of you hanging out of your kitchen window with your
Mm.
foot just inside, so the tag wasn't triggered because you're out on tag. Doing the barbecue, having a few ales. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, what
I
we done, we Mrs. RGT is a genius at inventing things. So
mm,
she got a step ladder and an ironing board.
yeah,
So I laid on it, barbecue underneath, so I would cook away just to the side, so I didn't barbecue my own nipples,
yeah.
and then just had the foot.
Oh, a little bit of pork belly.
Yeah, but
I was into pork belly cooked from the butchers for a while. They'd serve it up on the counter.
hmm
My dear wife sort of said to me, That's probably got nipple on it."
mm.
And after that point, I kind of
Ate
I,
more.
I swerved away from it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought you'd have been all over that like a rash.
Well, I, mm,
I'm back.
yeah, it's been a little bit professional while you've not been around. Tom went deep. He turned up as Henry Cavill, and then went deep on Bobby with talk about
Wow.
games and like roguelikes and things like that. Yeah, they went at it like two young bucks basically.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a joy to watch.
I bet it was.
I was kind of just on the periphery, like, oh,
Mm.
crikey, look at these two young fathers. Got a little bit of blood in their pencil. A little bit of
Little bit of pep.
yeah, yeah. I think people say lead. I said blood. I don't think it matters. I think the euphemisms combined,
Mm.
both things fit. I think,
They would, they would
and they
just
did.
they would just fill up with it and they just let it go. And that was basically what it was.
Yeah, pretty much. By
Mm.
the end of it, I thought it was snowing. It was a little bit more like sleet, if I'm honest with you. But I'm not here to. Yeah, we had videos proof, so go back and check.
Oh, I definitely will now. Um,
It's on the YouTube.
Anywho,
Yeah, yeah. So out of tag at home,
hmm
I suppose everyone wants to know what does a reforming criminal.
so reforming, but
What have you been? Now let me phrase this to you in the right way. What have you been playing?
I have. But most of my hours just
That was
lately.
incredible.
What was that?
That was sort of, I don't know how, but you sort of managed to just sort of turbocharge a great load of tea all in one go. And I was like, oh, when you went for it, I thought that could be odd.
I cover it well because at the moment I am in screaming pain. So
Ah,
mm,
right.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was I sort of inhaled it rather than drunk it.
Yeah,
So
well, I was a
at the
bit
moment my
nervous.
lungs are on fire.
I don't
At the
know
moment,
why, but for some reason I was
yeah,
concerned for you.
I'm concerned at the moment. I'm just trying to. I'm just
what
trying
you're
to.
concerned, I was concerned,
I'm
or
concerned about myself. So that was a lot
oh,
of tea went down, and it was hot. So yeah, Ooh, right.
just swallow it.
Oh, I have, but it keeps
Take it
coming
deep.
back.
That should sort it out.
Wow, I missed this show. Um, Forza Horizon 6 is well just my hours in at the moment. Oh, and if you want a review of that, we now have our review side of the website up and running where Captain has done a review of Forza Horizon 6. So yeah, go and check that out. But yes, Forza Horizon 6. I'm about 30 hours in. Um, I'm absolutely loving it. Disappointing at the start, um, because you fire the game up. You get that Xbox controller, you then start, and I'm so used to them haptic feedbacks, them adaptive triggers.
What's it like being back in that ecosystem, do you think?
Wow, thanks for asking. It's it's great using the Series X again. It just feels a bit dead when you use them triggers compared to, you get so used to a PS5 and that it just doesn't feel right. But moans aside, game itself, graphically, aesthetically, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, looks stunning. Scenery, mountains, water. One of the best looking games this gen for scenery. You've got your character models there a bit, as is sort of thing, but it's huge. There's loads to do. You've got daily challenges, you've got the weekly challenges, you've got your career mode where you have to get your wristbands, and there is no end of events. It's a big world. There's over 500 cars. You can pick your favorite cars. You can customize them, do what you want to the cars. It's not, you don't have to grind to get money. It's very easy to get money. Um, it's definitely the best Forza Horizon game there's been, in my opinion. I think it's absolutely stunning. In Japan, it just looks really good. The events are really good. I just think overall, this is just a phenomenal game and at a very, very good price. So I bought a physical copy of this, Amazon. I think it was 50 odd pound, and then they done a, like Amazon do, they do a price check when they send it to you, and they reimbursed me about £6. I got it for £45. So I thought for a modern game, physical as good as that, that's a bargain. Probably half a price of something that Nintendo try and knock out at 80 quid. So overall, Forza Horizon 6, superb game. And like I say, check out the review on our website. Like I say,
Great review.
yeah, very good review. I mean, Captain's done 100 hours. He's finished the main game. He's now trying to, 1000G it. So he's all in on that. I'm only 30 hours in, and it's just a really good game.
Well,
Really,
you're at
really good.
900G already, or
No, I'm like, God, I don't know what I'm at, 400, I think, something like that.
oh,
So not too bad. But yes, Forza Horizon 6. I have also been playing Outbound on my Switch 2. Played a demo on my PC. And then when it came out, it went straight on offer straight away. So it was like, I think it was 15, 16 quid, I think, on
this
the
is this
shop.
camping game where you
Yeah,
like Minecraft the top out of it.
you can do. You can do. I've now put what do you call it? Not a view and a bit of decking on the top now, so you can climb up and sit out on the top there. Um, it's just my chill game. If you've had a stressed day, just put Outbound on, go and find a campsite, have a little look around, get some materials, find some new blueprints, and is it schematic
Is
take
it
all
a
right?
road that never ends, or do you end up getting somewhere if you keep?
Um, my first one was to get to a fire watch tower.
Yeah.
So you work your way out, doing these little campsites, stop, you can build as you go, but there'll be other little side missions to do. Like there's a bit you need to build a bridge. To build a bridge, you need to do a certain blueprint. You find that blueprint from a tower, and then and you can, there's no rush to anything. You just take your time, do your little bits. And I've now got some cooking recipes to make some juice and jams and stuff. So I'm going to start
What
doing that.
benefits come from the food, the cooking, and all that? Do you have to keep your health, like your food thing, your satiation meter? Like,
Yeah,
what's going on here?
you have to eat, and you have your tiredness meter and you have your hunger meter as well. So you have to make sure. But then there's things like I crafted these boots. So if you then hit tired too late at night and you're away from your van, that'll kick these boots in. You can get back quick, so you can get back to your van. Little things like that. But the food, as you craft better food, you get more and more energy from it. You also have to, because your engine's like a sort of a hybrid electric engine, so you have to put things in to boost the energy up.
Hmm.
So you can I think you can use like you craft these wood blocks and that and pop in the engine and that will charge it up. That takes a little while to charge up. So you open the bonnet and yeah, it's unique on that on that front. But as a camping game, it's bloody
What are we
brilliant.
teaching our kids?
Yeah, don't go and stick a lump of timber in
Most
you.
of them know more about Minecraft's periodic table than the real one. And
Yeah.
now they're going to be walking around shoving bits of wood in the boot of their car, wondering why it's not fully charged. They could have put solar panels in this game.
Yeah, this
That
isn't a simulation. That's not a simulation.
I
So
want it to be.
yeah, that's not. Um, it's I can understand where you're coming from. It's got that side to it, the way you camp, the way you eat, the way you park up, like your campfire, blah blah blah. But it is just so chilled. That's what I like about it. You can, and there's so
Is
many.
it multiplayer?
I'm
If
not
I
sure on
got
that.
it, could I be sat in the seat next to you and me and you were like, hey, up, going on a little bit of
I'm not
a
actually sure on that. I'll have to look into that and let you
boys'
know. I'm not sure.
holiday?
Because I think I know you say it's a bit stupid how you can build all this stuff on the top, right? But I
Mm.
think the reason is that is to give the game a bit of longevity because there's only so much you can do to a camper van. So I suppose they've added that to add in more things to find and
Does
craft
it
and
not
do. And
use your stamina to set all this garbage up when you get there? Like, oh, don't mind me, I'm just going to go up on the roof and rebuild a deck in and a shower and the outdoor bar
no,
and
well the decking's all just stays on there. Once you've crafted it, it's there, and that puts a little door in with a ladder. So you walk in your van, climb up, you can go onto the top. As your
oh,
other stuff goes, it goes in like an automatic thing. So you'll stop, press a button, and that'll fold out, so you don't use your stamina. So it's a bit like I suppose Tears of the Kingdom, something like that, where you'd build a build a project. But it's really good, really chilled, bargain for the money. I don't know if that's still that price now, but yeah, I've been enjoying that. Definitely something I can keep on the system and just keep going back to whenever you want a little chill out on the game. I've also been playing 007 First Light on the PS5. Um,
tell, pray tell.
Again, not too far in. I think I'm, don't know, 9 or 10 hours. No, 7 or 8 hours. I think 7 or 8 hours in. Um, yeah, great entrance to the game. Really good entrance to the game of how the story unfolds of this sort of alternate telling of Bond and who he was and how he becomes involved with MI6 and how and they've set him out as this sort of he's a bit of a lad. He's a bit rogue. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't take authority very well. So they'll tell him to do something in a mission one way, and he'll go off and do something else and cause explosions. And he's more of a rather than a posh Bond that's come through eating. He's more the other way. And I like that. I think it's really cool. And you start off by. You do this opening segment, which takes quite a while, which then gets you the invite to become an MI6. Then you have to go through your training. You have to go to Malta. You have to do your MI6 training. This is 4 or 5 hours of the game. You have to do your fitness runs, grab the flags. Then they start sending you out into real world scenarios, try and find this info, track him, find this. You need to get this, and that's all part of your training. To then you get your first mission where they drop you in, which is what I'm now on. So it takes quite a while to get through that. Um, as in, is it like Hitman? I think what most people will be saying. Some of the sort of follow-on missions and secretive missions where you're, for instance, in a nightclub and you've got to follow someone, get some information, or take someone out is very Hitman, I would say.
This was always my
I
concern with the game
wouldn't.
and the developer.
It doesn't seem as in-depth as Hitman so far. It
That's a
seems a bit.
relief.
Yeah, because I always found the Hitman games far, there was you although there was options in a Hitman game, as if you slightly done something wrong, you were caught. Do you know what I mean? You had to
Yeah,
really follow a sort of where this doesn't seem like that. You can like, for instance, I there was a guy sort of found me backstage. I clumped him. That set the alarm out, so I quickly put him out, and then that said, because that says on the screen, I can't remember how they put it, but emergency, you've been spotted, sort of thing. You take him out, and then it goes back to under control, and you've sorted it. So there's little ways round it like that. But I think it's a great story for Bond. I've only done one driving bit so far. When I was training, I had to learn to drive the Aston Martin. That felt a bit woody, the driving, but I am coming off the back of Forza Horizon 6, so it is going to feel a bit, it's a bit of a bolt in on the game. But I'm looking forward to going further with it. I've seen some gameplay footage of different missions, and that looks really good. So yeah, really enjoying that so far. I've also been playing Mass Effect. It is our RGT Back to the Past.
which
Our,
version are you playing?
I am playing is it the legendary version on the PS5 I'm playing?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I know I'd spoke to you and you said that's probably the best route to go down.
I think it is for anyone who's coming to it now,
And
especially because it slots that one makes one slot better into the way two plays and three plays.
yeah, and I've started this game so many times and it's just all a bit obtuse and a bit full on at the start. But
It
this
is.
time, this is why I love doing this Gen 7 playthrough, because you feel you have to push through because you're playing in the group. And now it's all clicked. I'm now going to my third planet. I think I'm about 20 hours in now, going to my third planet. Really enjoying it. Combat's good. I've sort of kept two guns I really like and upgraded them. I sort of got my team to how I think I should be. Yeah, really enjoying it. Good depth to the game for a game that's as old as it is. I know this
Have you
is the
been and
latest
sorted
version.
the water problems out?
Is that in the Navario planet?
Yeah, I
Is it?
think you
Yeah.
end up taking the tank all the way down these long corridors,
Oh
shooting.
no,
Oh,
I haven't done that. I did do one where I had to put the water back on in a place. I had to go down in
yeah,
the cellar and do the
yeah. There's
uh,
more to that place.
yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. So I've been over there. I'm now going to my third planet, but really enjoying it. Really great game. I know it's going to be a lot of hours. It's going to take us all a while to do it, but there's a few of us involved in that, so it should be good fun to play through together. And look forward to playing more. And finally, I've been playing a game I've been wanting to play for ages on my PS Vita, which is the Batman Black Gate.
Hmm. I have
So
this.
I've always heard good things about it, and I thought, oh, I really want to play this. Really want to play this. So got it, started playing it, and it suddenly just clicks to me. I just think, God, you forget how good the Vita graphics are.
Hmm.
I mean, this is 2013. This machine come out, and it's so really playable. And I've seen a lot worse graphical games on a Switch than this Black Gate. It looks so good. I know it's more of a 2.5D, um, but so far, yeah, really good. I'm only an hour or so into it. Been chasing Catwoman and doing them sort of missions and learning how to use your vision to solve mysteries and your fighting techniques, which is very similar to them sort of games, which is, you get the warning when someone's going to hit you, triangle to block, and then square to punch. But yeah, great little game for the Vita. Really enjoying that. And like I say, it just makes you realise if you haven't played Vita for a while, which I hadn't, and then you go back to it and play this, you think, God, no wonder we were impressed with this machine in 2013 because, this must have been an absolute powerhouse back then. But yeah, brilliant. And that is pretty much it for me. What about you then, George?
Um. Well, Donkey Kong 64 made it onto the Switch online, Nintendo 64 suite of games. I've been enjoying that. It's been a real blast back in the past, that has. DK64. Little bit of a learning curve with a button mapping, although when I was playing it with the Pro Controller, those problems kind of dissipated quite quickly. Um, it's still such a great game. I,
Mm.
you know, look, I know I've got a lot of nostalgia wrapped up in this because as soon as it started up and it was past that music, you get to the bit where it says it puts like a 4.3 screen on. It says DKTV and has him sort of oofing around the levels with the music playing. It's like, yeah, this takes me back. I used to let that roll sometimes, just look at the graphics. I mean, things have moved on, but still fun watch. Um, I remember I was reminded though how long it takes to get going in the game, like the whole K Rule intro. It's like, oh my God, let me put the controller there. Boring. Um, Other than that, mate, it's and the control issues with the way it's mapped. You know, I was saying to you, I think on the phone that it'd be better if you had one of those Switch Online N64 controllers. You'd be having the time of your life with this library, but through the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, less so with the controller or a Pro controller, but still to some degree. It's a bit of a mess. But I'm working through that and I'm doing well. Another thing that Donkey Kong related, but we'll skip past that because I think we'll talk about that in the news. Um, Stumbled across WRC 8 in the Switch sale for £1.59. I watched the trailer. It was a montage of half decent footage of a rally car kicking around some digitally created terrain to a pretty decent soundtrack. I was like, £1.59. I threw my money at Nintendo. I said, take this. Downloaded. Looks good for the Switch One because that's what it's for. It looks good on the Switch too, handheld or TV, maybe lesser so because it's a bit on display. I like the aspects of the controlling of the team, the way you build up your skill points. What I don't like, classic Switch issue. I'm trying to control a rally car that require I don't know. Thank God it was £1.59 because I'm trying to control a rally car with a deafness of touch, and I'm having to
Oh,
bat the throttle on and off, and I'm like spinning off, obviously, because that's blipping the throttle too much. I hold it down, and it just literally is going to keep going until the bloody cows come home. So all of a sudden, you sat across the top of speed, so you got to wheeze off a bit, then you're slowing down, and the car becomes unstable when you slow down. All of a sudden, you kind of start to get a little bit of a wobble on. So I'm going to try and persevere because there's something about it that's quite fun. But
yeah. I used to love the WRC games, but I feel your pain. I mean, with Gear Club 3, I thought that was a really good sort of driving game for the Switch, to get their own sort of inheritant racing game. But again, you go to overtake that and you're either flat out or you're nothing, and you just think you need finesse. Now, even more so for you with Rally, having that either just blip and that must be, yeah, that must be tough.
especially when the first real circuit that you end up at, we did some trial ones where it's just like practice, where you're with the team practicing your skills on like practice courses. The first one, a little bit of practice, just a little rallycross course. Um, Little bit of practice was doing pretty well. Got the gold. I thought, hang on, this is a sign that maybe this is doable. Now, don't get me wrong, you get infinite tries and zero damage during that section. So there were times where I was skating across the finish line on my roof. Um, that's not acceptable, as you can imagine, in a main rally. The first rally you do, I suppose they were thinking baptism of fire. It certainly was because you're in Sweden, and my meteorologist says to me, "Weather's looking good." I think, oh. Right, okay, fine. And then I look down a little bit further. Snowing.
Mm.
Oh, Sweden. Oh well, it might be okay. Game loads up. Ice. I, mate, 100 yards, 150 yards, Carnus roof.
Yeah, I remember even when I used to play the rally games back on the PS3 and 4, you have ice is you just have to learn to play the game completely different with ice. Now with a trigger that is on or off, it must be an absolute nightmare. I
I
mean,
don't know what to do anymore.
almost have to go too slow anyway to learn how ice works in that and learn to drive. But with a throttle, it is either flat out or I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you would do it.
But,
You must
but
just
we
spin all
you
your power away.
but we used to. But this obviously, I think this game is set up with analog input in mind. So when you digitally input, it's like, okay, it wants flat out, doesn't it? All right, there you
Mm,
go. Spins the wheels up, everything. So
mm.
yeah, a bit odd. Um, Another game that I downloaded, I've gone a bit crazy. I've kind of like I don't know what it is
You've
about the
changed.
no, in your face. I don't know what it is about the Switch 2. There's something about, and we'll know about this when I move on to the not this game I'm going to talk about, but the one after. There's something about that slim ass form factor. It's not a Steam Deck. It's not a gaming handheld PC. It's not this big thing with fans sticking out. And you can hold them up for me till the cows come home. You look like you're playing a Game Gear that just took roids and learnt how to lift. It's it's on the edge. It is on the edge. It's gamer maxing for sure. And if I've just coined that phrase, I'll take it. The Switch is slim. It's so slim. So nothing to it. Imagine my happiness when a game I've been eyeing up across a crowded Nintendo Switch storefront, catching its eye. Oh, hello. There it is. Farmers Simulator Signature Edition. It's got mod support now. Imagine my glee. I think, oh, hang on. Therefore, go, that means the map on playing on PlayStation, I can get on Switch and I can hide in a broom cupboard and just be happy till the cows come home.
Is it a cloud save or is it?
No, I just wanted to have that map on that device, to have a totally different farm on in a totally different part of the map, living a
Mm.
totally different lifestyle. Unfortunately, not all the maps have made it on to the mod hub for Switch yet. So I'm happy that it's up, it's running, it's fresh. This was very much what like Farming Simulator was like when it launched on PS5. You could go in the mods and there were barely any maps of interest to me. It's very similar. I found an American map that I'm kind of just experimenting with, playing around. It's obviously got the built-in maps that came with it. Um, I'll be honest with you, I'm used to playing a game Farming Simulator on the Switch from like 2017. So I know a lot of people were a bit harsh on the frame rate, the graphics, blah blah blah. But to me, I just felt like I've arrived in the 21st century. I I'm so happy. I went in the tractor area and there was like an absolute smorgasbord of old cases and internationals to download. I was like, oh yes, I'm into this. Generally, it's an absolute blast. It's everything you know. It's the same controls mapped to the same buttons. You just need to close your eyes and imagine you're playing it on PlayStation. It's all the same positions of buttons. As soon as I started looking down and second guessing, I was like, oh no, I can't. I can't. Why am I not hitching up to this trailer? No, use the force, Luke. Yes, you're right. Switch off the targeting computer. I don't need it. Um, Luke, George, your targeting computer's off. What's wrong? Nothing. I'm okay. No, get away from me. Um, so once I did that, I fell in love with it all over again. So I'm looking to racking up some hours in there while I wait for an appropriate British map or Irish map. I'll take anything at this point to come along. I want tight lanes, I want brick stone walls or hedges, and I want to do a bit of grass cutting, and I want to do a bit of bit of wheat, maybe dabble with a bit of livestock. Um, like I started setting up a sheep farm last night because I stumbled across a farm I could buy. So I sold up the farm on the map I'd got and moved lock, stock, and two smoking barrels to this farm I bought at the top of the map. And I was just last night, so I turned it off, working out how to build a sheep pasture. That's what you hear, YouTubers. You came here for Fortnite news, and what you got was a smattering of farms. You've changed your whole life. The youth are like, oh God, oh my God, they've all just completely flatlined. Mum's gone in. What's going on? He's ripping all the posters down. She's ripping all the posters down. What's going on? I'm in a farming sim now.
Putting in up John Deere pictures and pictures of
Filth.
cows.
I guess that's acceptable. Up on the wall,
Fent.
filth, but I guess it's acceptable. Putting that up on the wall.
Massey Ferguson.
Filth, but I
Filth.
guess it's acceptable. We'll put it up on the wall.
International.
That, oh yeah. Get them other ones down. Let's put that one up Pride of Place. That looks good. That looks brilliant. Yeah, mate. Um, so there's Farming Simulator. So that's something else to make me happy with the Switch because I'm gathering like I've got Skyrim on there now. I've got Fallout 4 on there now. I've got this WRC. I've got my Donkey Kong I've always wanted on there now. I'm everything's coming up, George.
Mm, mm.
So that's all I'm saying. Look, next week, watch me come on in tears because I don't know, something terrible has happened. But before I finish, one last thing I've been playing on my Switch too is I've gone back to Star Wars Outlaws. No pressure to get it finished to talk about it on the show. Just enjoying as I'm playing it through.
Are you playing it on the Switch? Did you say?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because you played PS5 originally.
Bro,
Pro. Yeah.
this is a little bit of a step back.
Hmm.
There were times when I was playing it. Yeah, this is gonna sound brutal because it does look good on there. But there's times where I was playing it where like textures popped in and people's faces just loaded up as I was talking, and it all felt very Witcher 3 on Switch 1, but on
Oh.
not that it was bad, not that Witcher 3 on the Switch 1 was bad at the time. It was a compromise. But when you're seeing these things pop in, I thought, yeah, this is early days, and they're being quite adventurous. This is a true this gen title. I mean, it, this this is brave.
Mm.
For the most part, like it looks okay. There were some times where I was climbing outside of Toshiro base or whatever it is, and I looked down and there were some trees in the distance that I distinctly remember looking very tree-like on PS5 and on Switch 2 it looked like a little bit of wire wool on a lolly stick. So, mm, I don't, I don't know, I don't know. But generally, if you didn't know about the other one, you would think it was great. I walked when I first got there. I walked up past and the stormtrooper stops you, mate. He looked fantastic up
Yeah.
close,
For a
and
handheld game as well, that's a
well,
hell of a
that's my
game to have for
point. I'm
handheld.
sat
Yeah.
on the sofa with a couple of pair of old ear pods in my ears, and it's doing the Switch 2's doing the can use those to give you like a pseudo
Mm.
3D surround. So I'm hearing things like, the illusion does work. You're hearing things behind you. I heard some that's off to my right, but like way off in the distance. So I turned to look at it and was like, what? And then moved my character and was like, oh, right. Yeah. And I even adopt it, put it 4K on the TV. That does improve things, I have to say, quite considerably. HDR implementation, the lights like yeah, that does look tasty.
Mm.
But I kept my AirPods in, and I was like, yeah, I could almost live in a world where I maybe could wear a headset. This is, oh God, no, this is.
Oh, wow. I'd never thought I'd hear you say that.
But playing a big game with the surround, as poor as mine is, or it's as good as I can make it. Still is the better experience because you don't get
Mm.
that discombobulation, I suppose.
Mm.
But I'm very happy. The other thing I've been playing on my absolute piece of dirt Game Lab, and we don't endorse them anyway, but assuming I've bought two. Game Lab, piece of garbage. I've been playing some uh, Chaos Engine,
Mm.
bit nostalgia, bit fun,
Yeah.
and Donkey Kong Country mainly. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a Donkey Kong overload. I don't know
Mm,
what's happened to me, but with all that said and done, RGT, I would say it's time for what the affectionately call the news. We scour the very darkest regions of the internet to bring you the latest stories. First up, RGT. It's been Summer Games Fest, and we've had lots of people, lots of companies doing these directs, pulling them out, and Nintendo have done one. Jim Norman's pulled it all together into a cohesive article over on Nintendo Direct, so we implore you to go check that out. Jim Norman fell off his skateboard this week. He's grazed his knee, but happened outside a primary school. A teacher came running out with a green piece of wet tissue, miraculously wiped his wound away, fixed his bike, and he was good to go. So
bless him.
good to know because he had all that Summer Games Fest drivel to write up. So uh, here he is, RGT. Now, first out the gates. Did you see the direct? That would probably be a good precursor.
I didn't, but I did. I saw sort of a lot of the games that were released. I saw the
Ah,
what was coming out.
I
So,
actually watched a couple of bits and then
mm,
actually stumbled across it, sat chilling on the sofa on the Switch. It came up on the front screen, direct, pressed a button, pressed another button, and I was watching it on the handheld.
oh wow.
Flicked the kickstand out, popped it down. This is brilliant. If you could do this though, give me a YouTube app for it. I
Mm,
don't ask for much.
that'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be ideal on there.
I don't want Netflix or anything else. I just need that. You say you're
Mm,
working on it. Google are working on it. I'm not being funny, Google, but you've got some of the brightest minds in the business.
mm,
And you've had this guy working on this app for 12 months.
mm.
I would say, seeing as people have been able to access YouTube through like broken trailer links and stuff on the Switch too, you probably need sacking
Mm.
and get it done. But first out the gates was Rhythm Heaven Groove. Now we saw a great trailer there where you had to kind of match the button presses up to different things. I don't think it's my jam,
No, me
RGT.
neither. It's got that very Papa the Rapper sort of aesthetic to the front. You
It
know
was
the
giving me WarioWare vibes.
yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Okay, well, we won't hang around here. One surprise was the recently announced PlayStation 5 and other platforms, the Ominousia Way of the Sword. It appearing in a Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2 was, to me, quite a surprise, seeing all
Mm,
these concurrent announcements of what looked to be quite graphically high fidelity graphical games. Was a noticeable knock back on the visuals, but nothing too crazy. Are you excited for that RGT?
I think so. Yeah, 'cause it's been a while since we've had a Ominousia game, and I think, and like you say, it's so good now that we're getting this almost release and you know the same time as the PS5 and other consoles. Whereas before with the original Switch, the gap was so big. Um, if you did get one, hence like Witcher, it was a lot longer down the line, and
Mm.
it was a bit challenging. But now with the tech in the Switch 2, you can have 4K. Some of these games you can have your 60 FPS, and yeah, it's made it a lot closer. And
You can have your cake and eat it, my old friend.
mm, and also, I suppose I know the Switch 2 is nowhere near like what the Switch was at the moment, as it's still young, but I suppose they're looking at the install base already and thinking, well, to port this over, we'll probably already do, a few million sales, so it's worth doing. And also because there isn't a great deal of Switch 2 games out there, so
Mate,
you what people.
I'm gonna get a little bit crazy. Second biggest platform this gen already, damn
Mm,
near.
mm.
And by the time it's finished, it damn will be. So you can come
Oh
at me
god,
in the
yeah.
comments and say, "Oh, Xbox Series X numbers, Series S numbers combined." Switch 2's got the legs on PS5 and Xbox. It will get there. And it will be either the biggest or the second biggest platform by the time this gen is done. So if you're not
Mm.
on that,
I'd be
you're
surprised if it took
dead.
PS5, but I mean, when you think what the Xbox series of consoles are only sold 28 million. I think PlayStation's 100. I think I think Switch 2 is going to be up there. It is going to be
Oh,
up there.
this
You know.
Christmas we'll see another wave of OG Switch owners who now see the reason to move to the Switch too.
Yeah. I mean, and what has the Switch 2 done now? Is it 17, 18 million, nearly 20 million? So it's not even far off the Xbox now. And it's been out just over a year.
It's got legs.
Yeah, it's
This
gonna
is
go, but
acceptable. The price point is high, but it's lower than the other two.
hmm.
And this is an acceptable family, kid-friendly device.
And also, whereas before me and you had PS5s, Xboxes, you had the Switch as that portable one. Now you can have a Switch 2 as your main console. You're not missing out on anything.
Well, we were saying this when the Switch 1 launched.
Mm,
And then towards the end, you would have been desperately looking. I mean, if you were OG Switch only, I mean, you'd have been buzzing when it came out. But by the time the day before the Switch 2 came out, you'd have been.
mm, yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah,
played one right up until the death and
yeah,
I still loved it. So,
yeah, yeah.
what am I talking about? Next out the gates was Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen. Again, a little bit of a blurb here. Latest game in Dragon's Dogma series comes with new content. Spirit Capcom's dynamic action RPG together with pawn companions. That shadow boxing with the mic again here, listener, viewer. Anyway, yeah, Dragon's Dogma. You into that RGT? Another big game coming to Switch 2, though.
Yeah, I've never played the Dragon's Dogma games, but I know they've got a good fan base.
Yeah, I think that's going to be great on there, mate.
I nearly bought the Switch because it's this Dragon's Dogma 2, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, I nearly bought the first one on Switch, but when I watched the gameplay, I thought, oh god, that does look a bit
it
frame
does.
ratey. It looks
Yeah,
a
yeah,
bit of a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
struggle, and I did
I'll take that.
so. But then this one, you suddenly think, oh, this is a step up. This looks decent. A big RPG. It's got that sort of Skyrim vibes, I suppose. It
Yeah.
looks good. Looks really good.
Skyrim, but a hell of a lot more Dungeons and Dragons, I'd say.
Mm,
Then we get another announcement, absolute jaw dropper.
mm.
Stellar Blade, humanity's last hope in Stellar Blade, take on the role of Eve of the 7th Airborne Squadron and battle to reclaim Earth from the mysterious forces. This story-driven action adventure features fast-paced combat built around dodging, parrying, and unleashing powerful combats alongside cinematic exploration and intense boss encounters. Experience Eve's journey at home or on the go with Gyro 2 Joy-Con 2 gyro controls for activities like fishing. Whoever thought a woman in a bikini needed to fish? But now all our problems are solved and you can do it with a Joy-Con. That's all you can do.
Mm.
So simmer down. RGT, another big graphical powerhouse making its way to Switch 2. What's going on?
I know, and also I know it isn't, but when you think of Stellar Blade, you just think of PlayStation. You don't think of it being anywhere else. So now, if you are a Switch 2 owner and it is your only console, you've got some big games coming. Do you know what I mean? And you're not missing out on what the bigger boys have got at all. So Stellar Blade again, great game to have on the system, and you can have on the go. So everyone's a winner.
Um, Out next, just to simmer things down a little bit, we got Orbitals join forces with a friend to bravely navigate this wild co-op retro anime adventure together. You'll step into the shoes of the daring duo Maki and Omura and the journey through space. Will you be able to save their home? This looked great.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this game before, but that anime style looks really cool. I really like the look of that. Something really different.
I just thought, as I was watching it, I thought, wow, if they'd had something like this on Mega CD, it would have sold gangbusters. This is so
Mm.
fresh.
Oh
It
God,
looks so
yeah.
good. It's got that kind of aesthetic to it. I really was quite into that.
And
Uh, oh,
it's also that which is really popular at the moment. That's that co-op in it, like you know, a way out and things like that. They started a whole new trend of gaming together, which in this sort of anime version looks fantastic. Looks
yeah,
great fun.
really good. Up next, we talked about it last week, but Rayman Legends Retold is also making its way to Switch. A little bit more of a pumped up sort of like a movie vibe to this one this time round.
Almost looks like a bit of a Pixar thing, doesn't it, rather than
Yeah,
a graphic thing.
I was getting Ratchet and Clank vibes, if I'm honest for you.
Yeah, no, that's a good shape. Yeah, definitely.
I kind of I don't know whether they'll bolt all these CGIs together would make sense and have that as a movie you can buy or packed in with a game. I don't know, but
Be good though.
yeah, graphically though, it's on another level again.
Mm.
I don't think we laboured the point probably last week, but interesting to see the direction. But you know, you've got other games. Um, Here's one we've talked about before, RGT. Big Walk, coming out 4th of August 2026. It's the co-op online walker talker from the creators of Untitled Goose Game, where you set out with your friends and do some crazy stuff. You kind of look like little pingus. Um, yeah, I don't know why, but when I said pingu, I kind of felt like I need to engage with Scotty and talk about Big Walk. See if he thought they looked like little pingus. Um,
Little
Hoping to have
pingu.
Scotty back soon, so keep your eyes peeled for the biggest thing in Switch entertainment news.
Mm.
Check out Marathon Gaming. He's one of our co-hosts, and we love him very much, and we know you do too. So he'll be back with us very soon. Um, Here's one that as soon as it loaded up, I thought, oh, I know a man who'll be into a slice of this. I know a man who'll be pre-ordering this. One Piece Grand Gourmet looks like a slice of your heaven, RGT. What's going on with this?
One Piece is not really. I've never really been into One Piece,
Forget that.
but yeah. Um, but a floating restaurant with a straw hat crew. Yeah, it's got me written all over that, and if you get me any of these little sim games or life sim games,
Oh, mate,
yeah,
just some of the bits I saw in it, I was like, oh, God, this is. Oh, if he sees this. Mumsy, get the Priory on the phone.
yeah.
Yeah, here, we've lost him to another one.
He's ordered two special editions, one to keep sealed, one to open. He's ordered himself a straw hat, and he's now making a raft in a local pond.
That he's playing his Switch cross-legged on. I think
Exactly.
this looks great. Detach it from One Piece or attach it to One Piece. I don't give a rat's ass. Attaching it to One Piece means this is just going to get under so many other people's noses,
Mm.
and it's going to sell a lot more as a result. I think
Mm.
this has got shades of Dave the Diver.
Oh, definitely,
I think people are
definitely.
quite excited about that. But they also announced some Pokemon Pokopia DLC. It was the underwater expansion one I think you get for free, and then tickled under your nose a load of paid DLCs, classic Nintendo. I kind of, to be honest with you, that's heroin dealer tactics, isn't it? Here's something for free, next one you got to pay for sort of job.
Mm. Yeah.
Naughty. Uh, be frowned upon in every other gambit of the world, but seemingly here we endorse it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, totally fine. Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. That's not our GT trying to look down with the kids. It's a new installment of Fortune's Weave at Fire Emblem, 17th of September 2026. That's set to drop soon. Look, that's not my bag, but more for everyone who's into that to get into over.
I know Tingle Tuna, one of our great subscribers. I think he's really into the Fire Emblems,
I'll be
or has
honest with
played
you,
them.
mate. If he had any juice in him, that's now emptied all over the floor, and he looks like a piece of desiccated coconut next to it.
Yeah, I wasn't going
Yeah.
to quite put it like that, but yeah, I think
Well,
this is
what would you have said?
just he's really into the games. He really enjoys them, and he sits down in his game and library, gets served up a Switch 2 with Fire Emblem Fortunes weaving, and procures a little brandy, and just sits there and has a little puff. So I think that's more what Tingle Tuna does. He's a delectable gamer. He's a man who expects a certain amount of class when he plays these special JRPG sort of tactical games. He's a man who knows what he wants, and
You
he
know,
gets
we can see the reflection of what you're doing in your glasses, don't you?
really.
Yeah, so stop that.
Yeah, blur
Up,
blur that out.
up next, Ninjala 2, The Uncharted Planet. I'll be honest, this one didn't really get me going in any way, but it's due out in spring 2027.
I didn't even know
Um,
there was a first one.
well, what did get me excited was DK Challenge. Now, at
Mm,
the top of the show, one of the things I didn't talk about is this. I've had a go on this.
mm,
It's quite fun. Just basically bolts together Donkey Kong Bonanza, which you don't have, but if you go left in the menu, it takes you through. I was a bit disappointed. It's really only the Super Nintendo games, so it's a bit like, oh, is this the only DK you've got in you?
They've done a few of these, haven't they, with
Yeah, but
sort of NES remix and things like that. And
yeah, it's fun. It's put together in a nice way. Nice little celebration of Donkey Kong as a
it's good for
character as
Donkey
well.
Kong fans, in it, I suppose. And
Yeah, and I look, I've enjoyed it. I've loved having the branding on the console. Great to look at. I like the silhouette style of it all. Yeah, big into it. Um, you ought to have a go at that, by the way. Drag your Switch 2 out and have a go on that.
yeah, I will do.
Jujitsu Kaisen Rumble Survivation.
Oh, well
Um,
done, well played. I thought, here we go, waiting for the saliva to spray everywhere with this one, but no,
Look,
nailed it,
mate, I've
nailed it.
got another level of like gluing. This is going nowhere. I saw this and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Break out the Loctite.
double
Oh
dip,
Jesus. No, it's fucked already. Break out the 533. Um,
Gorilla Glue,
that ain't gonna cut it here. We need like a real high bond adhesive
Unibond.
thread locker. Yeah.
Look,
Get
the old adverts where the bloke was held up in his suit on on a wall, like dangled from the air. Remember
I think
Unibond?
yeah, I think we should do that to you.
I'm amazed how it comes back to me again.
I just see you as that guy. You're the
That'd mess up the tag people seeing me that high in the air.
they'd think it was a glitch, maybe turn it off. That's
Yeah,
what we'll do.
yep, Unibond me to to an old door.
Yeah. Get some well, we'll attach a load of balloons, we'll get you up to 50,000 feet.
Thanks. Mm,
Wow. Anyway, this is like Vampire Survivors basically. What's more to know? Um From the creators of Vampire Survivors and Suheishi Games, diving into intense survivor royale where 8 players compete but only one can stand victorious. Fight cursed spirits while competing against other players for points using simple movement controls and auto attacks. Victory comes down to smart positioning, precise timing, and strategic choices. So, one thing I did quite enjoy was you're kind of versus the game for a while, and then you get ranked on a leaderboard, and then that leaderboard will post through certain players, and then it's versus one on one.
oh, oh wow, that's
So
cool.
it's an interesting take. Lords of the Fallen 2, that's making its way to Switch 2 in fall of this year. Lies of P, another graphical powerhouse, making its way to Switch 2.
Mm,
Slight walk down on the graphics, if I could be so bold. But again, here, it's in the palm of your hand. I'm
mm,
not complaining, but got to paint the picture as it is. That will be 6th of August 2026, but an absolutely massive game, size wise, to have on the machine there.
mm.
Devil May Cry 5 Devil Hunter Edition. Hey, it helped launch all the other machines, so it might as well come here and help Switch 2
Yeah.
along. That'll be out 23rd June 2026. Again, looking really great and chasing 60 frames per second in both TV and handheld, which is staggering. Muramasa Revenant Blades, that's due to land in 2027. Behold the Legend Demon Blades, refined to new heights, a breathtaking beauty for a new generation. Xenoblades RGT. I turn to you
Mm.
now, sir, as a resident Xenoblade standboy. Tell me everything because there's some interesting news here, also affecting the game you bought not that long ago.
Yes, well, they've done the digital version of Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition, which obviously was originally a Wii game that they then ported to the Switch, and then they've now enhanced it for the Switch too. I did watch just before recording this. I watched the Switch Up Boys review of it. Looks really good, 60 FPS. Stopped all the popping. Looks really good. I've got the definitive edition Xenoblade Chronicles. I've only started Xenoblade Chronicles. I never carried on. But this is really. I'm thinking. Well, you've got to pay $7.99 to get the Switch 2 version. You don't get a free upgrade, but I think I am going to do that. And yeah, get Xenoblade Chronicles to play. So I've played X, but I haven't played 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, I've done that with the upgrade pack. And there's also going to be a physical version released on July 30th. Additionally, the digital Nintendo Switch 2 editions of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will be available July 30th and December 3rd, respectively. So I haven't got 2 and 3 on the Switch, so I might get the Switch 2 versions if
Get them bought, cowboy.
getting bought. But yeah, it's really pushed me to actually play Xenoblade Chronicles as I've only played X. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that for £8.
More news. What's coming up next?
Oh no, this is going to be a pre-order for me. This one, Xenoblade Genesis, coming out in 2027. A new beginning for the series. It's coming exclusively to Nintendo Switch 2. So that'll bring over a few of the people who haven't dipped into a Switch 2 yet, but are massive fans of the Xenoblade games, and there's a big community on the Switch for that. But this looks good. Looks a bit more not medieval, but it's got that more, horseback, that sort of vibe to it. Yeah, it looked good from what I saw of the trailer. Loved the graphic style. Yeah, I'm all over this. I shall be pre-ordering this to get day one, I think. You've never played a Xenoblade game, have you, George?
No,
I don't think.
I might have a copy on Wii U somewhere, but
Yeah, I originally got X on the Wii U, but then got the Switch version to play.
hmm. Up next, Nintendo Switch Sports Resorts coming this year, 22nd of October. This looked fun. Obviously, a Switch 2 take. Use the Joy-Con 2 controllers now as rackets, bows, or even handles. Some interesting ways of using the Joy-Cons illustrated in this video. Obviously, if you've played the Switch Sports before or the one on the Wii, it's an evolution of that.
Mm.
Looks great. Seems to incorporate the new Miis as well, so people seem to be very happy with that. Next out was RuneScape Dragon Wilds. Again, this was also announced in the PlayStation Direct, but also making its way to Switch 2 on the 15th of September this year. Um, excuse me. Hello Kitty Party Land. It's coming on the 29th of October 2026. Here's a game. Star Fox coming out 25th of June 2026. George, we knew this. Yeah, but then they slapped us on the back of the legs. That just brought me an image of Bond in Casino Royale on that chair.
I forgot to say what I've been playing. I have tried the demo actually of Star Fox.
And that's what I want to talk about in addition. This demo had me all in. The Star Fox characters, when you see them on the Switch 2, they just look so good.
They look
Uh,
fantastic. The lighting as well, and when you're in that's well, you can see on here, but the green sort of as you're in that asteroid belt, and it looks phenomenal.
it
It
just
really
takes the
does.
N64 game, the bones of it. And I know this sounds judge, but that is what they're doing. And they've dropped this on top of it, but it lifts it. Now there is like voice dialogue and the sounds and the visuals are obviously all up, but this thing,
And also, you
I was
think
smiling from ear to ear, dude.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I was thinking the other day before I played the demo, just thinking, is there a place for Star Fox now? A game on rails, sort of on
I was
rails,
thinking
and I
this.
was thinking, times have moved on, but I played it and thought, do you know what? I'm all in on this. They've done it. They
Yeah,
have done it. They
I'll
have
be buying this
taken
at the end of
an
the month.
N64 game and made it look better than they ever will. And I just thought, yeah, I got involved with the characters. I loved the dialogue. I loved the
But
way they looked, the
what's
spaceship.
incredible, RGT, is it's the same game
Yeah,
underneath. And
yeah.
bear that in mind because we've got some interesting news coming up.
Hmm.
Final Fantasy Resonance RGT. Now, I bet this got you wetter than Duncan Goodhue's earlobe and the 100 meters.
Mm.
22nd of October 2026. So stop messing around and attaching weird names to these. We've just decided, look, Final Fantasy sells. Donkey Donkey Resonance would never sell. Let's attach a name to it. This thing looks great, by the way. And I
Mm.
think it just gets that added a kind of prestige to it that they've actually attached a
Yeah,
Final Fantasy name to it. I think
yeah.
so some say it's brave, and I'm like, no, they obviously believe in it, and I think it's good that they're doing this.
Well, I think with games like Octopath Traveler, they've realised that there is a market there for these 2.5D, whatever they are,
Oh, but
HD.
they look so good.
They do, and I mean, I played the demo of a game which will crop up on here in a little while, which I'll speak about, and I just thought that was fantastic. And I think Star Ocean done it as well with one of their games, and there is something about it with them lovely graphics with pixel characters. I think I'll be purchasing this one. I think.
Nice. Okay, well, up next is Pikanuki 2. Comes out in 2027. I've got no idea what's going on. They talk of robot frogs and an all-powerful potato. If that's your cup of tea, get in on that,
It looks
RGT.
to me the font looks a bit like Pikmin, doesn't it? But I don't think it's anything to do with Pikmin. But
It's no.
it's strange, isn't it? It thinks of that, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know.
Dragon Quest Monsters Withered World coming to Switch 2 and Switch on 3rd of December 2026. Monsters taking centre stage from the iconic slime to brand new faces, discovered hundreds of new monsters to scout, train, and battle alongside. Mix and match your favourites or create your entirely new companions through synthesis to build your dream team. Next out the gates was the much talked about Dusk Bloods for Switch 2. Step into this PvPe multiplayer action game from Software where you take on the role of Bloodsworn. Fight through a world overrun with enemies using weapons abilities while occasionally forming transient alliances on your path to victory.
Mm,
Basically, an online from software game where you and your mates attack your vampires. Look, it looks cool as all hell. I don't
mm,
pretend to understand it, but I'm sure if that's your bag, you'll be all into it.
mm.
A little bit of a splash across the bows of Splatoon Raiders coming out 23rd of July 2026. Um, Deltarune Chapter 5 making its way to us on the 24th of June 2026.
Now, have you ever played a Deltarune game? Sorry to interrupt.
I haven't, no.
No, because this one, I mean, when I did watch some of the videos, everyone was in the comments saying, "What about Deltarune? What about Deltarune?" They seem to have a big community around the game.
Wow.
I've never played myself, but it seems very, very popular. So this is, I don't know if this is done like episodes or anything, or how they do it, or what. I don't know, but yeah, there was a lot of excitement for this one.
Your job to report back having completed all the Deltarune games up until this one, so you can give us a little bit of a background on it. Very
Wow,
useful, very
thanks.
helpful. No problems. Oh, what? Hang on. I'm sending you off to enjoy a video game. Why are you getting angsty with me?
Ooh,
Why are you so
I
horrible to
tell,
me?
tell I've been a while. You've changed.
No, I'll tell you one thing.
Oh, you got new friends on here now. I'm back, and there's
Oh,
something.
you're spinning it like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, yeah. Don't
Fine.
worry, Bobby. We don't need him.
Do you know what? If you want to spin it like that, let's not let the truth get in the way of a good story. Up next, Metaphori Fantasio, 12th of November 2026. Just give the boy enough rope, he'll hang himself. That's what I say.
Wow.
Enter the Royal Tournament to fight for the throne and for the future. Control your destiny, face your fears, and awaken magical archetype powers that lie dormant in your heart. Team up with a compelling cast of characters and embark on an immersive journey that promises hours of captivating exploration, exhilarating discovery, and dynamic combat. What was I going to say? That blends turn-based strategy with real-time action. Minecraft. This year it's getting a update. It's not the much promised next gen update that all the other consoles are promised, but it's getting the vibrant visuals upgrade, which is going to transform this from a flat mess to something that looks pretty cool.
Hmm.
You'll get it for free if you own the game, which I'm all
Oh
for.
wow. Brilliant.
Atelier Korea, The Night Kingdom, and The Guided Memories coming to the console in 2027. RGT, explain to me this.
Hmm.
This year, Christmas time, 2026, we're going to see Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 on Switch. Now, yeah, I know I keep saying it. It's downgraded, but not that much. You got it in the palm of your hand. This thing looks great.
Mm.
Um,
But this way,
obviously,
you wouldn't have had it if it was still a original Switch. So
no, you wouldn't.
it's.
But this is early days.
Mm. Oh yeah, yeah. But we're getting a lot of content coming over earlier than what it was on the Switch. There's a lot
I
of games that wouldn't
honestly,
run on the
I
Switch.
look, mate. I thought the Switch 2 would be like a PS4 kind of port machine, like we start to see the Assassin's Creeds come through. But no, actually, they're not going to desecrate us like that. They're going to give us shadows. Like, what crack are you smoking here, guys? You've got a library. You could literally whore out, and Switch 2 owners would turn up and beg to be covered in it. And you're like, no, 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 no. Get their latest thing working on Switch 2 for them. We're not going to treat them like pups this time. Unbelievable. I wanted to be treated like a pup.
Mm.
I wanted
You,
that.
you'd have bought them all for the 10th time, wouldn't you?
I would have.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I'd have lapped him up like a hungry dog. But there you go. So Space Marine 2 on the way. Observer System redo. Again, it's already on on the Switch and kind of looks half passable if I'm honest. He's getting a proper Switch 2 version.
Mm.
So if you're into that, get hyped up. Unbelievably, Daisy Badlands 2026 making its way there. These are all in like a snap reel towards the end of the video.
Mm.
We also found out that Switch 2, I've got Metal Gear Solid 1 Master Collection on the Switch.
Mm.
I am very happy to know that the whole set will be sat there in my little Nintendo Switch carry case, and I'll have all the games in there. I mean, what more could one really ask for, if I'm being
Mm.
honest? So I'm buzzing. That drops 27th of August 2026. Obviously, got Peace Walker in there as well. So I'm happier than a pig in doo doo. Rise of the Tomb Raider dropped in that moment, the 20th anniversary Switch 2 edition, which got everybody, including me, quite excited.
Mm.
Um,
Good game. Good game.
Look, a game that kind of at times looks as good, if not better, than Uncharted does on PS4. You've
Mm.
got that same range of exploration. It's Lara
Definitely.
take going back to her roots. And then so much good stuff going on.
Mm.
So let's see that supported because obviously the predecessor to this dropped what maybe 3 to 6 months ago.
Mm.
Switch 2 edition version as well and the Switch 1 version. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about maybe getting these.
Mm.
Great game to take on the go. I can imagine me and Rachel getting a cabin somewhere, no TV, pull the Switch out the bag, start playing this. You could both sit and just lose
Brilliant.
yourself in it, couldn't you?
Yeah, you can in them games as
Just
well.
with the little
They're
dock,
great
just with the
games.
little stand out, just on the
Mm.
bedside table. You know, oof.
Brilliant.
Yes,
Brilliant.
please. Um, Tales of Eternia Remastered dropping 16th of October 2026. RGT get a little bit sort of hot and horny over that.
I think so. Yeah, I've been sort of collecting the Tales games of late. So yeah, I think I'll could be picking this one up, I think.
Time to start picking up on a whole other format. Something I got quite excited about. Rushed to the store thinking, oh, my loyalty has finally been rewarded. No, no upgrade path at all. Just the Switch 2 version for 20 quid. Fair price, considering I just bought Mudrunner for a fiver. Yeah, I know. Don't come at me. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know. I prefer it though. I don't know why. Although when I loaded it up the other day, I was sat there playing, stuck up to me nuts and guts in mud, and I was thinking, why do I like this game again? Like I've took a two-wheel drive capable vehicle only through the biggest swamp in Russia to pick up a log. I don't think you meant to do this, George, do you?
That
Anyway,
makes it a challenge, or more challenging, I should say.
oh mate, my winch was screaming. Luckily, we're in a forest because there's plenty to bloody wrap your tackle round, I tell you. SnowRunner, it was dropped bam on the day. Switch 2 version, looking looking
Mm.
good, actually. If you've been sort of starved and you've been playing SnowRunner, I mean, I've got it on PS5,
Yeah,
got it on Pro.
we
What
put
am
a
I
lot of
playing it
hours in
on?
on PS5.
Yeah. What do I normally play it on predominantly now?
Switch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Blip, 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 one at a time. But it doesn't matter because we're traveling slow. But to see this drop, I was like, yes, it looks good. It's dragged it up. I used to have to squint and pretend. Now I can just sit and marvel. Um, Thought of you about this. Fitness Boxing 3, your personal trainer, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, 16th of July 2026. Shakes his head, but what he doesn't know, he shook his head and he did that little Trump face, Why would you apply this to me? Well, I tell you why I apply this to you, and you need to get sharp because you're the new Tyson Fury of the show. We are big enough now as
I
an
know where
en
you're going with it, and don't even bother.
no, 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 simmer down.
I know where you're heading. I'm not doing a
We're big
charity
enough.
boxing match.
Simmer down. We're big enough now as an entity where we've been invited. Now, don't you ever say I don't look after you, right? Don't you ever dare say I don't look after you because I've signed you up to a charity boxing event.
There we go. I could read you like a book.
Listen, it's on ITV3.
Yeah. Who am I fighting?
Well, this is the best bit, okay? Because there's all sorts of like, there's some dude off Big Brother or whatever, and some woman off some cake show or dancing program. I don't really know. But for some reason, they wanted to reach out into the gaming community. For one day, for one reason, the Spirit of God shined down on us, and we were a show that was on top of an algorithm. And they were like, oh, these guys seem like they've got something going on. Contacted me on the email. I said, I've got the perfect guy. They said, listen, we're glad we've got hold of you. Who is there in the ecosystem that's at the same level of you that could put up a good fight against RGT? Well, thinking like an absolute player, knowing that everything that gets done on YouTube is from like basically the midriff up, okay? I told him Mags was 6'5". Mags, ever the opportunist, obviously bit their hand off. He signed up to it. He'll do out, mate. He'll turn up. Mags will turn up to the opening of an envelope. Of course, he's going to turn up to a celebrity boxing match. He's got his manager on, signed up a local gym. He's all on Insta giving it the hoo-ha, right? All we need to do for you is get Fitness Boxing 3 so you can look a little bit like you know what you're doing. Best bit,
Banging out
right?
in the first round.
Basically pick him up and floss with him. That's the scale of you to Mags. You're literally going to pick him up like a toothpick and just sort of rag out the breakfast that you had this morning. Throw him down on the ring. One, two, three. He's boxing. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I'll be the ref. I'll angle it. I've wangled this. I can wangle spraying black on my shirt. Can't I? Job done. Right? We'll quick count him. Carry you out, wicker bed chair. That's you in on ITV3, which is what, like 50,000 folk watch that?
There's probably people listening who's going to believe you.
That you're going to floss with him. I know that's a bit far fetched. I know that's not going to go down. Obviously, it's going to be. Thing is, what, I'm a little bit confident, but it's a little bit like, I'll be honest, it's a little bit like David
David and
and the
Goliath.
Goliath. Yeah. And I'm a little bit nervous. He's going to come in. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to be untoward because he's quite gentlemanly. But I can see him tripping over his laces, headbutting you in the crotch. It's the perfect
Dropping
height.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
dropping
and
me.
you're down. And I don't know if I think the Mag's legacy needs to be sullied in that way. Um, but hey,
Anyway, Fitness
I'll
Boxing
I'll
3.
rough ride you all over the shop. Up next, Everbloom. Now, I genuinely
Yeah.
now listen, hear me out. Now I've signed you. No,
Oh, God.
I genuinely did think of you when I saw this, but is this your cup of tea or is this a step too far for you?
Probably a step too far for me.
Wow, where does
Mm.
the line get drawn?
But there's a cute little fox on the front, and that might be not aimed at my demographic. So, yeah, it's a bit much.
It's a farming game exactly as you like, so don't judge a book by its cover because that's what you're doing here. I don't want you doing that. Do some research, get it played, get a key code, come back to me, let me know. I've missed you so much.
No, you haven't.
I
You,
have.
this is a punishment.
No, it's
I'm
not.
gonna grill him. I'm signing him up for boxing matches. I'm gonna make him look a fool. He's on tagged a lot. Ruining me. I'll teach you to miss a couple of shows. You're having this.
This is the humour of the show, you know.
You're gonna learn, boy.
Yeah, OG's forgotten the humour of the show. Bob is just relearning it. I don't think he knows what tag is.
He will do after this.
He will. Final Fantasy 14 online, early access coming early 2026.
Now,
This,
this surprised me, this.
oh, mate, what the hell? Take it on the go, whatever you
The
need.
thing is, I mean, when did Final Fantasy 14 online come out? 10 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
And there's still millions of people playing it. It's so popular. So you can understand why they've done it, but you just think it just sort of you don't really hear a lot about it, do you, Final Fantasy 14? So then this comes up and you sort of look into it and think, geez, there's still people really, really into this, still playing it.
Yeah.
Massive game, massive game.
Up next, some news that's dear to my heart, although glad I didn't dip when I did. We'll go into it. Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 to 3 coming out 8th of October 2026. So why would they do that, George? I'll tell you why they'll do that. Because Kingdom Hearts 4 also got revealed for the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, we've got no release date on that. But what I want to go back to is Kingdom Hearts Collection 1 to 3. It's coming out 8th of October 2026. George, you should be so happy. I am. But I'm not one of those people that bought the cloud version. If you suffered through purchasing Kingdom Hearts Collection, I should imagine quite a few people who own a Nintendo Switch did this. Like, they might have been happy. They had cloud, good internet, they're laughing, they're buzzing. Guess what? That's getting delisted. So you can't buy that now. That's done. That's toast. That's shit. That's garbage. It doesn't work properly.
So if you've bought that, you cannot use it anymore.
No one will be able to buy it going forward, and the servers are going to get turned off. But there's a silver lining. There's a silver lining here because you would think that if you'd bought Kingdom Hearts already, and especially a cloud version, the right and proper thing to do would be to reward those people just with a free download of this. I mean, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're going to get a discount. Not much,
How
if
much?
anything. I don't know. We don't know. But this to me feels a bit disingenuous. I feel like all the people that bought that cloud version, they have now, that version has just gone.
So they're basically saying you either buy this one or you don't have it at all.
Kind of.
That's
And that's the rub with this cloud gaming drivel.
mm.
That's the kind of wider point. I've probably not nailed all the points spot on, but it did make me think, this is not right.
And also with Kingdom Hearts, isn't there like 2.5 and things like that of the
That
games?
that that would all be in this
That
package.
oh, that is all in there because I never quite understood which ones you play and what order of them. They always seem to be a
They'll
bit.
sort that for you.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, but, I'd be interested in this, but I do feel for people who had the cloud version, that's quite brutal, to be fair.
I don't know, it's just a bit blind. They've got
And
to
then I
make money,
suppose
yeah, but
there'll
guess
be,
what? There's going to be people that in that audience, they're the most guaranteed people that will buy this. So even though we're going to absolutely dump on them, they are going to pay us cash money for this.
and there'll be small print on that saying, "No, sorry, you didn't own this game. You just rented this game. You don't
Yeah,
own it. It's a cloud game."
yeah.
And it's yeah,
No,
it's
it'd be interesting to see how the Switch actually handles that. Because when
mm,
that goes, that icon, that virtual card, in theory, would still remain on the machine. So that's going to be an interesting.
when you just click it and it'll just say unavailable. You can't
Yeah,
play this
that's what
anymore.
it'll do.
That's brutal. That is brutal.
One last thing though. This is obviously why I asked you to keep the Star Fox thoughts in your mind. Viewer, listener. Still love you, listener. Probably more, maybe a little bit more. Oh, but that's why the numbers aren't doing very well on YouTube, George. You're not very nice to the viewer. You know what? We can all get along here. Um, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, a remake which bounded around on the internet, kind of took the magic away from the reveal. But guess what? We saw Link sleeping in his treehouse. And I thought, oh my God, if this is an overlay, and I don't know how a one for one overlay like Star Fox, how that would work, but I'm willing to entertain you giving it a try.
I wonder if they were going to use a Breath of the Wild engine, but
I don't think so. I think they just, I don't know what engine they use to obviously do Star Fox, but I think they just need to do the same. They just need to just drop and go.
if they make it like a one for one, I mean, I'm going to buy this anyway because I haven't I've only dabbled with Ocarina of Time, never played through it. It's quite N64 games are a bit of a stretch to go back to nowadays, I find.
This is sadly true.
But if it's a one for one and you just play it, over the top of what essentially was an N64 game, but in the modern graphics, I'm all over this. I think it's brilliant.
The only thing
People will
I'm a
go
bit nervous
mad as
about
well.
is the kind of scale, like, and obviously like in the N64 version, you can't penetrate deeper into the forest. So they're
Mm.
going to have to be quite clever not to be just chucking invisible walls in front of you so they want to give you a realistic texture of a forest, but then you can't further penetrate it or do anything. So it's going to be interesting how they manage all of this. I'm sure they've done an impeccable job based on what we've
That
seen
might
with
be
Star
like something
Fox.
they done with when you try to get to the tree in the Breath of the Wild, I think, and the forest has got that poisonous fog round. So you couldn't get in,
Mm.
until a time they might do something like that to keep you out, but still have the texture. But I don't know. Yeah,
It would
be
be interesting
interesting.
to. It will be. So I generally thought that was a pretty good Nintendo Direct. Actually, I thought the
I did. Yeah,
PlayStation Direct, or whatever it was called, prior
state of play.
State of Play prior to that was a good effort from them. I think it was a very kind of obvious twist back to, oh, don't worry, guys, we're always about, we're always been about these games. Don't worry about that.
Mm,
It did kind of smell of that, but I'm happy for them to do a course correction and make a visual sort of representation of said course correction in that.
mm.
I think this 1 year on from the Switch's launch, pretty much to the day, I think is an absolutely brilliant score report. We'll give them an A. I don't want to go too nuts, but there was enough in there, I think, to get people excited. I felt like there was stuff in there for maybe people like me that kind of just sit slightly outside the Nintendo ecosystem.
I
Like,
think so. I think there's also a lot in there for people who are Nintendo through and through. These Switch
ah,
2
so
day one
yeah,
owners, and they're looking, this is their main console. I love Nintendo, and then they look and thinking, we're getting what everyone else is getting. We're
yeah,
getting these big games. We're getting our own
but
IPs with Ocarina of Time, and yeah, it's
they're looking after that broad portfolio again.
yeah.
Obviously with that the modified release of Farming Simulator, we're getting the SnowRunner upgrade. They're still thinking of a much wider portfolio than the
Oh
traditional
yeah.
Nintendo gamer, and I did think that came through in this one. It was a bit like, well, hang on,
It,
we've got pro gamer games, we've got Stellar Blade. They
mm,
chucked all that up, and I think as you say, if you're a Switch 2 owner, if you've always been in this ecosystem, you've really got a lot to shout about. And I think if you're on any of the other systems and you're looking over here, I think, yeah, if you can afford it, I think a Switch 2 would be an
well, I
absolutely
saw
cracking console for you.
saw a few people online moaning saying, "Oh, why are we getting Devil May Cry 5? How old is that game? Blah blah blah." And I think you're not thinking because people like us who own various consoles and are lucky enough to own various consoles, and you suddenly think, "Oh, I wouldn't mind playing Devil May Cry 5 again." You're going to buy it on your Switch too. You're going to get the better version of it. You're going to get the version that is more up to date and modern and get a new. So there is that, but also it's appealing to people who are Nintendo only and haven't played it before. It's quite clever the games they've used. They've like you say, it's a very wide broadsheet of keeping everyone ticking the boxes for everyone to
Pretty much.
have something to play. And
Yeah, and that's really was my takeaway. And then that little sort of chef's kiss, like I say, like rumors and spoilers, they really do take the legs out of some of these things. 'Cause if I had not known anything about that, I'd have been literally crying. I'd have
mm,
cried. It's a
mm.
bit strong. I wouldn't have cried. Anyway, don't worry, because Nintendo have done stuff. We've got some news here. This is, I feel like the Cook Report here. We've got some real good stuff. Um, Robert Ramsey's gone out there to answer a question many of us have often been thinking. We finally now know why Korea leaks so many unannounced games. They've been in the wars because Robert Ramsey fell off his e-scooter just outside a quick save, smashed his head off some old lady's tartan shopping bag she'd left outside and scared her small dog. I think it was a pug, some sort of shaved King Charles Spaniel, maybe. I'm not sure. It bit him. So not only, yeah, there's a lot of drama anyway. Um, that's a good old Brack. South Korea's Video Game Rating Board, it's short for Game Rating and Administration Committee. For years now, this organisation has been leaking unannounced games of all shapes and sizes. Basically, when the GRAC lists something, you know it's real, and it's probably only a matter of time until it's officially revealed. And why does the GRAC out these projects in the first place? Is it just a recurring clerical error? Is there something dodgy going on? Well, we finally have an answer, and unfortunately, the truth isn't quite as exciting as you may have hoped. Korean website Game Mecca, as per Automaton, has done us all a massive solid and investigated the situation. Turns out, it all comes down to South Korean law. Yes, these often extremely high profile leaks happen because the GRAC has to make the public by law, or more specifically, because of the Game Industry Promotion Act. Publishers might not like it, but the GRAC can only keep a game secret during its actual review period, the time when it's being assessed and assigned an age rating. Once a rating has been submitted and approved, the information must be made publicly available, and so that's why so many titles pop into existence at seemingly random times. In short, if companies want their games to be sold in South Korea, they need to submit to this process, in the knowledge that their unannounced project could, and probably will, be blown open. So there you have it. Unless South Korea changes its laws at some point in the near future, these are perfectly legal leaks are going to keep happening. RGT, problem
Mm.
with a global community, a global business, is you have to launch in different marketplaces and conform to different rules. South Korea are shopping video game shadow drops for us left, right, and Chelsea. Is there a solution? Do you care? Does it matter anyway? Is it just part of the process? What's happening?
Um, yeah, like you say, the different laws around the world is definitely a problem for these devs and game companies. But yeah, I've always wondered how they release there, and I knew it'd probably be something about whether they have to release information in that country first or what. But now seeing this, we obviously know why. I think it is a shame. Um, I don't think there's nothing better than waiting for a reveal completely in the dark, getting that excited about a game. When you already know that game's coming and then you're then seeing the footage, it takes the shine off for me. I didn't know about Xenoblade Chronicles Genesis, so I was so happy to see that.
Mm,
But I wouldn't have been so much, it takes the shine. If you know what's coming, it takes the shine off even wanting to watch it because you already
it,
know
it
it's coming.
it does.
It is a shame, but it's their laws, I suppose, and whether there's a way round that or something that could be addressed for the games industry, I don't know. But I think I'd like to see it change where things are kept a bit more secret, I would say, anyway. But
Well, I guess you don't release there until 3 months after it's been out everywhere else, and then you can
mm,
keep your secrecy. I don't know. I guess if some people started looking, I'm sure you could find these release classifications in other countries if you looked
mm,
hard enough. So I think it is what it is. But it's nice now that we've got some meat for the bone with
yeah, it's nice to know
RGT.
why it happens, and it's not so underhand as what people thought. It is actually a law and a regulation there. So
You went
yeah.
full boba this week, though. You got your green camo on. You dressed up as a Series X using a little bit of Stingray magic, and you've sat backstage. You've picked up some goss for us. What's going on in the Xbox news?
Well, this is over on Pure Xbox with good friend of the show, Fraser Gilbert.
Well, how's he doing?
He's all right. He's took up a new hobby at the moment.
Oh,
He's heavily, and I mean heavily, into the Sinclair C5 modern scene. So he's joined a club, the C5 Owners Club, and he's modified his Sinclair to look like a Mario Kart. So
wow.
yeah. So he dresses as Mario and he poodles around Luton in his in his little C5. Looks very good. He's done a great job. It's got the sound effects on a little button as well. So he carries a little plushie of a red shell between his thighs. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, it looks really good. So
Why
he's
did
in.
you make that kind of stuttering noise when I said wow there? You kind of there was something guttural in it.
Maybe just a bit of indigestion,
Hmm.
or might be that tea revisit to me from earlier that I chugged boiling hot in one. So. Mm.
Yes, I recall that. I didn't know whether
Yeah.
that happened in this dream or in a previous dream that we've had?
I can't remember. I might have been this dream. Can't remember. We share dreams. But yeah, so Fraser, great work with your C5 fella. But yes, he says Xbox leaders outline 5 realities that will be addressed over the next 100 days, a period that's said to be about resetting the business. Um, Last night, around the same time that reports suggesting Xbox was in line for major job cuts, Asher Sharma and Matt Booty unveiled a message on the Xbox Wire website that they shared with Xbox employees earlier in the day. The memo talks about how the first 100 days of Xbox involved plenty of successes, such as significant number of updates, the Game Pass price decrease, the Xbox Player Choice feedback website, and various other positives. However, it also outlines that the next 100 days are all about resetting the business, and that it'll involve surprising and potentially even frustrating realities along the way. Um, as I said on X, we just shared with our team the realities we need to navigate as we work to reset the Xbox business. We won't succeed by hiding hard truths, nor will we succeed by doing the same thing and expecting different results. Um, here are the full transcripts of those 5 realities that will be addressed. One, over 1 billion players chose to play Xbox and our games each year for a total of 72 billion hours across console, PC, mobile, and streaming, excluding much of China and a few other properties. Our franchises are also among the largest and most beloved globally, and are now breaking records in TV and film. TV and film going forward. Our competition is attention. There are more great games, TV series, franchises, creators, content formats, apps, etc., than ever before. Number two, we will end this fiscal year at about a 3% accountability margin, down year over year, excluding Activision Blizzard King. Over the past 5 years, we have spent over 20 billion on ongoing investments in our content, platform, and hardware subsidy. But our annual revenue has declined nearly $500 million during that time. Going forward, this cannot continue. Three, we are in a hardware competent crisis. When I joined as CEO in February, the price we paid for console storage components was over 2 times as high as we paid last fall. These costs have since doubled again. As we plan for 2027 holiday season, we expect another significant increase, taking us over 5 times the prices we paid only 2 years earlier. Memory costs have followed a broadly similar trajectory. While the entire industry is facing components crisis, we believe we have been impacted more greatly than many of our peers due to the choices we made over the last half decade. We are currently unable to make as many consoles as players want to buy, and we need a new business model and partnerships for hardware as we remain committed to Helix. Number four, we expand our studio system when we needed a pipeline of content to meet multiple strategies across subscription, streaming, and devices. In the process, we have found ourselves overextended as we execute on changing strategies in a landscape of more readily available content. We are the fortunate stewards of industry defining franchises that have enormous potential and player demand, but we have not adequately funded them to compete and win. At the same time, as we saw this past weekend at Showcase, a reliable pipeline of first and third party exclusives and new IP criteria to our success. We need to reassess the balance between these and our investment priorities for the next 5 years. Number five, our current platform infrastructure is not built for the battle ahead. Our systems are overly complex, spanning hundreds of dependencies, which hinders our ability to move fast. We've become too reliant on vendors to operate our systems and must become more self-reliant on engineering culture to build for the future. We must increase the value we ship to players while decreasing the time it takes to do so. Going forward, we evolve and rebuild our stack and look at capabilities across all of Xbox and potential M&A to help us win in hardware, PC, mobile, and streaming. As you can see, there are some serious areas of the business that are going to be reconsidered here. The 3% accountability margin is something that's been brought up a lot on social media already, a figure that surely has to improve. And you can see how it's mentioned that annual revenue has declined nearly 500 million over the past 5 years, excluding Activision Blizzard King. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier points out that a 3% margin isn't necessarily terrible, but will look that way to Microsoft. The hardware component crisis has been discussed a lot recently, including by Asha Sharma herself, and it is interesting that once again bring up the new business model that apparently required for hardware going forward. They also say that they are planning for 2027 holiday season, which might be the target window for Project Helix. Point number 4 could be where the job cuts come in, with a reference to Xbox Studio system being overextended and franchises that haven't been adequately funded to compete and win. We'll have to see how it pans out. And finally, there's a bit about the overly complex platform infrastructure. Everything in that fifth reality sounds pretty good to us, but it sounds like it's going to take a long time to fully realise. If you want to have another read through of that, go and check that out from Fraser Gilbert over on Pure Xbox. Yeah, interesting. We started off with Asher doing these little changes, keeping everyone
Can I
happy.
can I can I say, RGT, look.
92 days gone. No days. Yep. Like I say, this is a
We're
yeah
back
big.
to they were doing so well.
Mm,
Now, I think Ash has done quite a decent check of the business from what you've given me there and what you've given the listener and viewer. Um, there's some meaty things going on there. I don't disagree with any of the plan on paper. What I'm nervous about, RGT, and this is a conundrum that presented itself to me the other day. As gamers, we go on about exclusive selling consoles, exclusive sell consoles. This is what Xbox need. They need exclusives. Well, that's never worked. So
mm.
what the hell are they going to do?
I don't know. I mean, I noticed there was the odd little dig at the previous people in charge of Xbox with, you know,
You can only sell to the people that have got Xboxes, though. And if you need to generate revenue and there's not enough people there, you got to put them somewhere else. Now, I felt like the multi-format thing could have worked because it kind of did get a little bit of kickback when they said they were going back to exclusives. Now, Forza Horizon 6 has hit and landed or will land multi-format and has all from all said and done,
mm,
it's been covered everywhere. Everyone's enjoying playing it. You are, everybody is. Now, if that then settled and everyone enjoyed it, and when the Helix came out, they said, boom, here's 7. All the PlayStation boys are like, oh, yeah, can't wait to play that. Bam, exclusive.
mm.
Oh, crap. At that moment, people then who've experienced these games, maybe a couple of iterations of them, new Indiana Jones, oh, crikey, exclusive. Barger.
Mm.
Next Gears of War, after you've played E-Day and the
So I think they're making
remake,
that. Yeah, they're making that exclusive, aren't they?
it's too soon. It's
Mm.
too soon. You've got to let people taste the cake before you take the cake away. And then hopefully, maybe they're either going to double dip or if they've fallen in love with the franchise that much, they'll move.
And it seems mad as well because the rumours are that game is nearly 99% complete for PS5 and they pulled it.
It'll be done.
You
The
think?
other, the other 1%'s pressing print on the CD printer in the corner of the office.
um, yeah, you're right. I think it's a tough one. I like you say, you've got a 28 million user base, 30 million max user base. I mean, I saw some reports the other day. The first week or first 2 weeks of Forza Horizon 6 There were 6 million users on Games Pass, but they sold 6.8 million copies. The Games Pass numbers have dropped heavily just lately, and I think that's worried them as well because that was your steady subscription income, which has really tailed off. And you now think, right, we need to make some changes. What them changes are, I mean, they've sort of said here, a lot of it is speculating, with your CEO chat, your CEO talk. But it looks so there's going to be there's a lot of words like streamline used. They're going to
Yeah,
reduce
well,
the size of the business, close studios, try and level it out. Devices are getting expensive, but like you say, you need the hardware out there to sell the software if you're going exclusive. But if the hardware isn't out there to that many people, I don't quite know what you do, especially if Game Pass is down, which was the last iteration of Xbox management.
yeah.
That was their big thing, and it's failed.
I think that needs ramping down to a kind of 40 quid a year type scenario. Have some Xbox classics on there, and anything that they've produced to this point is there for you to dip into as you please. Post that, I think they need to move to a model where the games are paid for, and they also simultaneously do a big thing about a physical
I
release.
think you're right, and I think a lot of this has come about from them selling games on PlayStation and suddenly making big buck on these games. Some of these sold brilliant on PlayStation. They're suddenly thinking, "Whoa, I
The
think we might have
one
jumped the gun on Games Pass."
the one element of this obviously is a little bit disconcerting to me, especially what no one can disagree with is semi-depressed worldwide market, business market, is streamlining and job losses, etc. Obviously, a lot of talented people are going to be wondering where their next mortgage or rent payment's coming from. And I know first world problems and everything, but that's a big concern in first world. And if you haven't got anywhere to
Mm.
live, you've suddenly got yourself a big issue. Um, so yeah, you know, hopefully the hammer comes down gently where it comes down. And I hope those people are very quickly swept up. Obviously, they're part of some big organizations. And I think really as we go into next year, the bad news ticker isn't going to get much above sort of 30 days, I don't think, because they've said this now. They'll let the smoke settle and the dust clear, and then they'll be saying which studios it is that they're shutting down or getting rid of or streamlining. And then they'll talk about the backstage offices at Xbox. And I think one thing she hinted at that I think was quite important was these third parties that are running our systems. That's out of your control. That's a dictated spend. You Microsoft, for God's sake, stick it in a server farm, stick Xbox on the front door. No one will care. That's absolutely fine. Run it yourself with your own employees.
You're big enough to.
You're big enough to, or incorporate it into your back-end servers at wherever it is.
Mm.
Redmond. Just things that she's saying make sense, but obviously within that, there are people that are cut back, there are businesses that are let go, there are people that are streamlined, there's good studios that are shuttered because they've been badly managed by the hierarchy at Microsoft and Xbox generally. Uh, it will be interesting to see out the wave of games that we
Yeah,
saw when they finally all come out, which studios are still going to be standing.
I think it's also she's a bit confusing with some things because she makes a big point about chip prices, which I think is very refreshing for them to come out and explain it like she has
Mm.
as to why the consoles have gone so much more pricier rather than Nintendo and PlayStation hardly release anything and just put the prices up. It's refreshing for her to sit down and say, look, I'm sorry they've gone up, but we know 5 times the price we're paying for chips. Fine, right? She's saying hardware sales are down because of the expense. We're charging more for consoles, yet Project Helix looks like it's coming out next year. You're like, well, hold on, you're contradicting yourself a bit there.
Well,
Maybe
she
work.
hasn't. Well, there is news this week as well of like a load of different SKUs of Project Helix to make sure that it can hit all the different price points for
Mm,
people's pockets. And we're entering into a completely splintered next gen again, aren't we?
I mean, there's rumours with PlayStation at the minute that if PS6 comes out, it's going to be 2030 again. There's a lot of that coming out that you could make a console now, but with these chip prices, is it going to sell? If you're knocking a console out at £1,200, £1,500, is it going to sell?
the
she's
thing
saying
is,
if you're making a console, they've already said this Project Helix is going to be over $1,000, right? If you're making a console, people are even saying $1,200 for this new console, yet you're complaining you're not selling hardware. I don't think that's going to help improve the system.
no.
If you want to sell, you need to sell to the mainstream gamers that are out there, the hundreds of millions of people that are playing. Don't gate it off to an exclusive few because you're not going to sell many. So I don't quite get, but then you don't know what they're signed up to from the previous management. She might be trying to manage what's already been signed off. So who knows?
I, yeah, to one of your points, or to PlayStation or Xbox's point, they're kind of correct. If they don't release until 2030, what if the chip price situation never gets sorted?
Hmm.
What the hell are you going to be asking for a console then? Like 2,500 quid?
Well, you won't. I mean, that's why I think PlayStation, the rumors are that's 2030 or maybe will it be a PS6? I mean, surely it's got to be, but you don't
Maybe
know.
time to get that Pro.
Mm,
You're settling in for the long haul at this point, aren't you?
mm.
Um, so yeah, we've reset the clock on Xbox. It's sad, but I think it was the skeletons in the closet that needed airing. RGT. I think she's come on board and she's been making little changes, been listening to the gamers. I think she's listened a hell of a lot, and I think a lot of these changes reflect that. So, you know, fair
And
play.
also, I think from previous management used to trail off on God knows whatever stuff they used to say, which 9 times out of 10 was a lie. That's nice. She's honest. She's coming out and saying, look, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And the reasons for that are this, and the reasons for that are this, and we're going to have to do this. So, although it's not great news, she's being honest about it and explaining why they're going to do it before she does it, which is very refreshing. That's not just a studio shut, nothing being said. Tango, for instance, you know, it's been explained beforehand and the reasons why. So I think that is refreshing. Yes, me and you have been talking about a game crash for 2 years now. Um, this is really starting to kick into momentum now with these chip prices. Companies making poor decisions where they were heading with Games Pass, or whether it be Sony trying to go down the live service games. It's a very tricky period, and I think we're now starting to feel the full force of that. So mm, sad, however it may be, with job cuts and price increases, but yeah, it's going to be a rocky road ahead, I think.
Definitely. And then, so to summarize, we've had a great Nintendo Direct, which was
Mm.
wonderful to see. Some good surprises and a little bit of something for everybody there. We found out why Korea leaks games, and it's not for the King Jong reasons you thought it was. And then we've also found out some sad news about Xbox and had to reset our timer on Xbox's good news clock. So yeah, looking to see that get to triple figures at some point in time. RGT. Now, bit of housekeeping.
Yes.
Mop bucket straight at you. Yeah, you got it. You're on tag. You might as well do the prison slop out. While you're doing that, I'll let everybody know that we've got an absolutely brilliant TikTok. I don't know how that works, but I'm old. The youth are watching. They're like, what,
Mm.
what, what, what? Just go on your TikToky, type in your Dicky Docky, unofficial controller Picky Pocky, and it'll come up. All right? Don't worry about it. It'll be there. You'll find it. Some very funny videos, very well created and edited. Would you another montage? I want a Tom montage, just of him sort of pruning himself.
Looking like
Uh,
First Light.
yeah,
Mm.
basically. Um, yeah, and I'm sure he's got plenty of material again here. You seem to bring out the very worst in me. Anyway, go check out the Tiki Toki. That's where the clicky clocky happens, and the vidivocky. There's some vidivocky on there. I don't really know what that's all about, but Captain Scarlet, he does things. He performs things on there. He even cropped up on there himself.
Mm.
A little bit scary. He looked like a kind of rehabbed Marty Pello. So I don't know what he's going on there, but he looks good. He's looking well. Could have picked any celeb with long hair, George. You picked him. I look, I'm not, I don't know many celebs. Um, so go there, check that out. If nothing else, just so you can see Captain Scarlet. He's not a marionette. He's a real man. Um, Also, we've got a website, and that's where you can go And Captain Scarlet, he's put finger to keyboard, pen to paper. He's played Forza Horizon 6 to the living death. He's killed it, stone dead. There is nothing more that you could do in that game. So he's reviewed it very eloquently, if I must say.
Mm,
And that's the sort of standard of review that you expect from the UCP. Uh,
definitely.
I even get it a fingers on shaft rating. Have to admit, I scrolled down, was a little bit taken aback by the logo that we
I had
vented.
to look
That
twice. I had to look twice.
that he did what we asked,
Yeah.
and it looks great. But on first glance, it looks a little bit Pornhubby.
Yeah,
Um,
I did have to look twice at that, but he's done a good job of his
Look, the
re
website
his
is
invention of a shaft.
yeah, your website, this website is completely safe for work.
Hmm.
So obviously, if you're a bit locked down at work and you get a little bit of the blood rush on you, just zoom in on that a little bit, and it'll should get you over the line anyway, if nothing else. So there's a website. Tell you what, George, you could sell sand to the Arabs. I don't know. I think my magic juice might be failing me a little bit here, but work with me. If you've got this far, hit subscribe. If you already did that, don't do it again because it means you just unsubscribed. Um, I know a lot of you are a bit hypnotized, so you kind of do that sort of thing, and I don't know what's going on. I'm like, oh, we're viral. No, Saul's just messing with us, just teasing us, just sort of tickling around on the edge, but they're not. Just subscribe, all right? It just makes everybody happy. To that note, if you're watching us here, there's a whole slew of other videos. Probably not down there because we're not probably not that popular. Probably down there, so probably the next video of the series you normally do watch. But click on our show logo here and then come in and oh look, there's loads of videos. Bloody hell, these guys have been around a while. You're absolutely right. Uh, we've certainly paid our dues. So there's absolute smorgasbord of content there. We also do another show, absolutely free. Yeah, this is free. Yeah, it is. Um, do another show completely free. It's called Flashback. That's where we pick a date and time randomly from gaming past, and we go there. And RGT pulls out some news stories, probably out of his shoebox, knowing RGT. And we read out the news from the time. We talk about the games that are out in that moment, that very time, and we talk about those in detail and our memories of them. And then we bring back a UCP legend, Stingray, to see us out when we pick a VHS, a mold covered VHS, uh, some classics, and then also a video game that would have been coming out that following week, just like the classic UCP episodes that you're just going back to watch episode one of on the YouTube. It's not video, but stick your headphones in and you're all good to go. Um, is that everything? Do you
Just
want to
got
do? Is there a
if you want,
community
well,
announcement?
if you want to contact the show, you've got questions at
Oh yeah.
unofficialcontrollerpodcast.com. And we've got a Discord as well. Jump on there. There's various links on the show's Instagram or my Instagram at Retro Gamer Thomas. Jump on there. There's a link tree, and you can jump and come join our wonderful community on Discord where we do various things from quizzes to challenges to our RGT Back the Past, where we do Gen 7 playthrough games, and you can be part of the vote to choose what game you play. And like I say, at the moment, it's Mass Effect. So everyone's welcome. Very warm and friendly gamer paradise there. So come and jump over and come say hi.
And this next one's for you. You've been listening and probably viewing since day one. Been like, oh, I love these boys. Yes, I do. Listen, you're missing out on so much. You love us? Well, what better to sit down on a Sunday morning when the show drops or whatever time it is with you in the world? Because we're global, and don't you worry, we got you covered. If you're in Iceland and you're like, I love this show and I want a t-shirt, yeah, we'll send it to you. RGT will attach it to a pigeon. He'll get it to you. He's that skillful. We'll get it to you anywhere in the world. Don't you worry about that. Um, but if you're thinking, I'm a fan of this, I've been listening to it since episode one, I want to think of myself a little bit OG. I've been silent but violent. I've always been on the periphery. I've never got inside RGT's inside leg measurement. I, you know, I know about the Daddy Zilla moment, but I don't know. I was there, but I don't know. There's loads of stories and inside stories with the whole show, taking you right back to the beginning to now. You know all of it, but what you don't know is there's so much more for you. Now, admittedly, yeah, George, but you're a con artist. No, I'm not really, because it's from as little as $3 a month you can support the show. The show will be free. It will always be free. But guess what
Hmm.
got sent out recently, or by the time you're listening to this, you'd have received your subscriber special episode. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
So as you're
My
listening to this, the subs have got their special episode.
Yeah. So you're sat there, probably an episode of Flashback and an episode of UCP, and you think you've got a bulging sack. Well, there's someone somewhere, pal, that's absolutely busting at the seams because he's got the sub special hanging in there. He's got three for the price of none, basically. No,
Yeah.
for the price of three. I don't know what the price is. RGT knows the price is. I just turn up and smile. Um, I I don't mix well.
They yeah, they're everyone is in the subs list from $3. You get benefits which includes your quarterly, so 4 times a year you will get a special show which the subs vote for themselves. So we give them the
Wow.
options what you want us to talk about,
And they
and we do
picked
it.
my favourite yogurt flavours.
Yep. So I'll run through the tiers quick, shall I? Do you want me
Do
to run
it.
through the tiers? So $3, you get your name read out on every show. You get access to the unglorious chat section of Discord, and you get the special show limited to just you subscribers. $5, you get all that, plus you get a single piece of yearly art merch, which is being sent out within, as you're listening to this, they will be sent out. So I noticed a few of you subs have noticed me contact you all for these are the top tier subs for your t-shirt sizes and your design of choice from our downloads, or you can have the classic UCP or flashback. So yes, so for $5 you get all what you get in $3 plus a yearly art merch. $8 you get all that plus you get a yearly art merch mug as well. And $10 you get all that plus you get a t-shirt. So if you're in for the $10, you get your name read out on every show, access to the Unglorious Chat at Discord, you get your subscribers special show that you voted for, you get a single item of yearly art merch, you get a yearly art merch mug, and you get a yearly art merch t-shirt. So yes, absolutely fantastic.
Wow.
And
And
and they all
I don't even have a cup to call my own.
Hmm, no,
That's limited edition merch as far
that
as
is
I'm concerned.
very limited edition merch. So yeah.
Zilch.
So yes, and they are, as of listening to this, they are being sent out now to all our subscribers. If it interests you, yeah, check out on support the show on your podcast provider, and yeah, you can gain yourself a few extra little perks. So we might as well start reading out the people who do give us a few extra little perks, shouldn't we, George?
Yeah. You go first, sir.
Well, we will start with the wonderful Gazcon. Thank you very much, my man.
He is an OG. He confessed that he's been there
Mm,
since the OG. He's
he
been
was
silent but violent, but then
yeah, and then he
he
slid
crawled
in.
out the mist.
Mm.
Yes. Now
And
that
now And now, which is even better, is his brother lives in Australia, saw his flashback T-shirt and said, "I want one of them." So now his T-shirt this year is another flashback one, and that's going out to Australia to his brother. So I said, if you're listening, Gascon's brother, I'll be putting you a little package together.
I
There's a
wonder
little
what his
welcome
name
pack.
is. Is he Australian? No, he can't be. Is he
No,
like Wayne, Shane? He's like a sheep
ShaneCon,
rancher.
ShaneCon, and Gazcon.
Let's im let's imagine it's that. I imagine him. He's got one of those big Aussie mullets, blonde. It's probably down to his ass. He's got an absolutely
Proper
massive,
handlebar,
proper handlebar. He's literally
flip
tanned.
flops.
Flip flops,
They don't call them that though, do they? They don't call flip flops. So they call them.
sliders,
Hmm.
flop flips, mate. There's maybe a bit of a flop flip flop. Don't know.
Hmm.
Anyway, we've got a cut denim short jeans, mate, right up a little bit too high, a little bit like hot pants, and I'm ripping around, absolutely ripping the living snot
Oh,
out of them.
they call them thongs.
Absolutely really ripping the living snot out of me, quadding me thongs, mate. Boo, up, down, there we are, right round the station, chasing down a couple of sheep. Boo, hit a rock, over I went, sideways, bam, crashed into an abo. Luckily, he was there dressed as a bush, came out, saved me. Little bit of that wild bush magic, fixed me leg back together, stick me back on the quad, bam. He knew how to fix the carburetor as well. Bam, off I go, mate. Got the sheep back in time. for a Barbie. Yeah, if there's any stereotypes in there, mate, absolutely none at all. Um, thanks, Shay. I know, I'm sorry. I got a bit. We're in the.
Anyway, thanks, Gascon. Appreciate that.
Oh, that's
Um,
what happens in the subs list. I'm really sorry.
yeah,
Up next, the man that I've already probably, called Marty Pele, but he's much better looking than that. It's Captain Scarlet. Thank you for all that you do.
yeah, brilliant. And for a first review, you got talent there, mate. Very
Oh,
good.
yes.
Next up, we have who has been renamed by the
Mm.
UCP and Seb specially as Retroid, but we know him as Retroed. Um, yes, another one who's a great subscriber and a great listener to the show and an all-round amazing guy. So, yes, thank you very much, Retroed.
Up next, he's the one man George fan club because I need no others. Well, I do, but he's the first and he's
Mm,
the only. It's Carlos.
thank
Thank
you,
you, sir.
Carlos.
I hope you well.
And then, as we always say for this guy, from Tramp to Trump in a week, for any financial advice, contact firm returns. Thank you again, young man.
Perfect. Up next, Bobby did some legal trickery. Trestles is no more, but the building and its management have been lifelong signed up to supporting the UCP. You wonder how we do so well. Some of the legal trickery on some of these
Mm,
American businesses in these sponsorship deals have been very
yeah.
lucrative to us.
Mm,
So Corner House, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
thank you. Next
Oh, and
up,
by the way, legally, you're obliged to give anybody who goes in and mentions the podcast 50% off. Uh,
50%.
50% off a Black Americano takeaway.
Oh, okay. Since I thought you meant anything. Well, that'd have been bankruptcy in a week because we're
No,
big over there.
exactly.
Mm. Next up, we have a guy who was playing Dreamcast online in 2026. That is Roast Space Monk. Absolutely brilliant. The guy is going for the full set. But yes, he was playing online again.
Oh.
Absolutely awesome. I mean, legend.
There's a man who's not just got length, but he's got girth. There's a lot to him. There's a lot going on.
Mm.
Uh, Up next, a man who has been branded with a ring on his finger, and very happily so. Him and his beautiful wife. I've seen pictures of them sipping mythos on a Greek beach. It looks absolutely picturesque, exotic. I believe it to be Greek. I don't know, but anyway, um, it looks wonderful. You look like you're having a great time, and I wish you both very, very much happiness. Um, yeah, saw some great wedding photos on the Instagram as well, which I was very happy to see. I saw one though where he was getting sort of hoisted up in the air, looked a bit dangerous. So I hope they've brought our boy back to us safe. But in the meantime, stand me Benny.
Yeah, he looks so he had a wonderful time, I think. He great the pictures as well, especially modern day cameras. That looked fantastic. And I thought, there's our little Bada Binkster. There's our little Bada
Yes.
Binkster.
He
Bless his
brushed up
heart.
well, didn't he, in his suit and
Oh, he
whatnot?
does. Oh, he does. He looks sort of CEO of a big business with his moustache and
He's
glasses.
just
Oh,
tech billionaire.
oh, he does. Yeah, thank you as always, Bada Binkster. Next up, we have the man himself. We mentioned him with the Fire Emblem game, the connoisseur of the classics. It's Tingle Tuna. Thank you very much.
Up next, a man who you got to give him the respect for. He does a lot for the show. He gets quizzical, quizzical. I wanna get quizzical. Let's get quizzical. I wanna see your game matter talk, your brain matter twerk. Anyway,
Yeah, I wonder when that was going to stop then. You're in the moment.
it stopped right there.
Hmm.
Um, he does Let's Quizzical on the Discord. He does so much more. The challenge accepted. He organises the prizes. Always wonderful stuff. He's a self-automated Discord bot with a heart of gold and um, just a great soul. And I tell
He
you
is.
what, we are very lucky to have him. And if you happen to have him in your life, you're a very lucky person too.
He's a great guy and works tirelessly for the show, and we wouldn't have half the things on Discord or half the things we do because of him. So thank you very much.
Without him, not because of
Mm,
him.
mm,
The
mm.
way you worded that is sound a
Did
bit,
I?
yeah. I don't know,
Did I say it wrong? I don't know. Sorry if I did, but you know
but
what
we
I
love
meant.
him.
Yeah, we do love him very much. Yes.
Hmm.
You haven't said him yet, so
Digital Monkery.
there we go. There we go. Well done. Next up, we have.
Are you back on the show?
If I'm allowed, but I can
Based
only
on this week's performance,
no. Then, next up, we have the Floss 360 himself.
don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, yeah.
Exactly. Um, the Floss 360 man himself. He's been smashing these all over Suffolk and even out in Corfu when he went out there recently, showing them how a Floss 360 is done. Beautiful to see, especially in them gorgeous beaches. So,
I heard the other day that one of these, not Tony Hawk, what's the other one?
what, what skater? What any
Yeah, give me another name.
Christian Huzoi?
Yeah, yeah, that rings a bell. I heard he did the Floss 360.
Mm,
Inverted,
wow,
inserted.
wow. So he went in and out in the 360.
Look, I don't know what it all means, but he did a Floss 360, inverted, inserted,
Wow.
and landed
Well,
it.
I think he's laying a challenge down now. I think we could have a bit of a internet floss 360 off on YouTube.
Do
So
you
ball
think
border,
Paul?
try and get it all in. So we need to see evidence of the inserted inverted if you can. Get practicing, son. Be careful. Use Vaseline. Stops the chafing. So yes, ball border. Thank you very much.
Do you know? Fucking hell.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm just still recovering from that.
Start with a flan on and work your way up to a beach towel.
Mm. Oh boy.
Problem is, we're going to get a picture of this, and I'm worried what the picture's going to be. But
Just spit on it. That's all I can say. Right. Up next, a man who, I tell you what, he needs no lessons in insertion because this man penetrates. Why are you laughing? He penetrates behind enemy lines like nobody else. What's wrong with you?
carry on.
Because he's a shadow operative for the show and also for his full-time job. Um, he's an agent of darkness. He's a soldier for hire. He's a merc. He lives on the edge of darkness perpetually.
Wow.
He
So,
only ever sees through the medium of night vision. To him, the world is a mass of grey, green, and black pixels. He can't feel, for he can never remove his Gore-Tex gloves in case he needs to tug on his weapon in a moment's notice. Don't forget, Boba is fully inserted, full penetration behind enemy lines. He he makes no listen. Boba's a sort of character, right? He was in Baghdad when you were in your dad's bag. This guy is a veteran. He has seen everything you could possibly imagine. So thank you to him for what he does supporting the show and what he does in the Discord. If you even think you're getting away with it, that's only because he's letting you in a sub Discord he's set up where only you exist now. And you will be trapped in there forever. That's the sort of doggy you're messing with. Thank you, Boba.
yeah, thanks, Bova. My God, do I need to make any plans for my future? Bloody hell, son.
What's up?
That was long.
I thought you'd like that.
It was interesting.
Yeah. I kind of like bimbled into it really with only innuendos in mind, and then by the time I got in there and I'd set off a couple of Boba flashbangs, I didn't really know where I was. So
I
in
was
the end,
struggling, I'll be honest.
I just sort of back walked out of there, and in the
Mm,
smoke hoped I'd got
yeah,
away with it. But what you're telling me is I didn't.
no, definitely not.
Mm.
Next up, we have your wonderful red-headed stepson.
Mm.
He'll probably be very happy to see Rayman on the Switch too, because he's a big Rayman fan, and that is Ginge. Thank you very much, Ginge.
You won't catch him dead with the Switch 2 in his hand, though. He'd be sat 2 centimeters away from his router just to find the portal, like an absolute good boy.
I think he's got a Switch
That's a kid's toy.
because he won this at Mario Kart
That
challenges,
doesn't
didn't
mean he's got it, mate. It's Ginge.
he? He didn't sit in Dixon's doing it, did he?
I wonder what you said there.
Dixon's.
I think anyone listening back would be like, yeah,
It's an
George.
old entertainment shop in.
I'm just saying, it sounded like you said he was sitting on Dick's hand.
Anyway, thank you, Ginge. Who we got next?
A man who makes podcasts about podcasts talk about Inception, Inception, Inception. And within that Inception, somewhere is a micro bubble where he talks about old school catalogues. His name's Harvey Retro. I implore you to check him out, Enigmatic Productions. He's a big supporter of us. We're a big supporter of him. In fact, I'll be honest with you, I want to give him a massive pump. Probably reach around and give him at least three, send him on his way. Hope you have an absolutely smashing day, Harvey, and I hope the world's treating you well.
Yeah.
If you want to even sniff how talented this man is, look at the podcast start where I'm gripping on a rock like something's out of the Goonies, and RGT's gripping onto my Goonies, and he's screaming out loud. He's a little bit
Mm,
scared.
yeah.
That is all, and obviously all the boys, all the cast from the show, apart from OG, but maybe he's hidden in the smoke. George wouldn't have said that 3 times if he wasn't. But I've searched that for hours and I can't find him. Search again. Um, you look hard enough, you'll find him. It's true of anything.
I
So
think
there
you
you go.
might. I think you might need to laugh at caffeine a bit.
Why? This is all part of it. This is all part. Harvey Retro's an audio listener, so this is all part of that. He gets lost in video. Yeah. If they could hear the audio performance, it would be a totally different scenario, wouldn't it?
Hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, thank you to Harvey Retro,
Thank you, Harvey, as always.
a
Next,
master of his art.
definitely very, very good. Next up, we have the wonderful Emma Sharp, who is now turning into a long-time supporter of the show and listener. So, as always, Emma, thank you very much indeed.
Where would we be with that? I'll tell you where it would be. Nowhere. I'll tell you where
Exactly.
it would be nowhere. Nowhere in Greece, nowhere in America, nowhere anywhere else that she's been on holiday. Because I tell you what, she's had 3 littering fines and 3 fly posting fines, but she gets us out there. Like
Mm,
I always say, she sees an opening, she's straight in it.
mm. Yeah, without doubt. Brilliant. Thank you, Emma.
Some people use words, Emma uses actions. That means something.
Yep.
Be like Emma. That means I get to thank Greg. I tell you where he's nowhere near Berlin, but I tell you where he's somewhere near my heart. Very near, very dear. He's been on the
Oh,
show. He's a long-time supporter. He's a man who made the dream a reality of working in the industry.
yep.
And now he's someone. And Forever Skies is an amazing game, and you should check it out right now, unless there's something wrong with you, like me. In which case, fix that. Buy the game, improve yourself. That's an advert.
Wow.
Stick it on the box.
Yep. That's going to get clipped. Um,
I hope so.
next up, the one we have to thank daily, really, and that is Mumsy.
Yeah,
We wouldn't be here without Mumsy.
she's all our mumsies.
Yeah. So thank you, Mumsy. We
We're a
wouldn't have had our
strange
first
cast.
console without Mumsy. We
No,
wouldn't have had the new games without Mumsy. So thank you, Mumsy.
no. You wouldn't have watched Mumsy undress in a silver marble pond clone. You wouldn't have seen that inverted upside down image. Some say that's why Bob Boulder first did the 360 inverted so he could look in it. Mm,
Hmm.
mm.
Well, I have heard that actually.
Yeah, exactly. So if you've heard it, it must be true.
Yeah.
That means I get to thank the RGT fan club, which seems a strange place for me to end up. But I need to thank two of the most beautiful people on God's green earth. They created him, they nursed him, they birthed him. They raised what can only be described as one of the most beautiful people I have ever met, inside and out.
Well, thank you. I was getting a bit worried then. Getting a bit worried then. Yeah. I wondered where that was heading then.
Exactly there. But the pause was for effect. And I rope-a-doped you in and then I undercut you.
You certainly did. But
Yeah.
yes, thank you, RGT Fan Club.
We love you for it. Who's next?
Next, we have Silent but Violent, one of the toughest men out there, apart from Ginge. That is Pete
Mmm.
Brocklehurst. Thank you,
Yeah.
Pete, as always.
I get to thank the immortal, yet ever dangerous
Mm,
Billy Marmite.
mm.
And now I need to. Well, what do you want to do? Do you just want to crack one out, or do you want me to sit and watch and guess what you're doing? Or
What would you like to? Yeah, why
we,
don't you guess? Let me crack one out, and you have a little guess what I'm geefing to.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
What is it that's like that now? Like, how
I
has
don't
it
know.
become that it's a geef?
I don't know. But anyway, there you go. Here we go. Here we go.
Like, no, I have to watch, do I? I
You
have
have
to
to
look
watch.
you in the eye, do
Look me in
I?
the eye. I want to see you just see me hit that full excitement. You ready? Oh, uh, oh, oh, thank Eve. Go on then, guess. What was the key for two?
Oh, yeah. Mate, oh God, I hope that got had you on screen then, because
Hmm.
when you said look for it, I don't know why, but subconsciously I then did, and there was a little bit on the keef where your sort of eyebrow fluttered, and I'll be honest with
That
you,
little, my little excitement vein popped out of my head.
I saw more. Oh God, poor Donna.
What? She clips all these and keeps them.
Oh God.
Come on then. What was I geefing to? Come on. Thank you, Fat Zangief, by the way.
I think you had stumbled across an AI image of Asher Sharma holding up a 100-day no bad news sign.
No, that was the reveal of Xenoblade Genesis.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, with that all said and done, I must say thank you to every single last one of our supporters. We love you. We
Yep.
couldn't be here without you.
Definitely not.
And to all those that are listening for free, you're getting away with it, and we're grateful to you. But, but you
Wow.
know what? It would be an absolutely massive win, not only for us, but for you, if you just threw $3 a month at us, and you can get as involved as you don't or in as you like. But then it would all be open to you as a menu, and you could even rock yourself around in a t-shirt, because I'm making sure that anybody who subs for the first time is going to get a t-shirt straight out of the gates, even at $3. RGT's furious at me, and I'll be honest with you, the bank manager tells me the whole podcast makes no sense and I should probably fold it tomorrow. You're making a difference. So click subscribe and then go hit up the Buzzsprout and find us some way of sending us some money. We're very grateful to you. We should make it easier, but when you finally get there, we know you love us. So
Mm,
welcome to the team. It's an
exactly.
exclusive club, and for that, there needs to be some sort of architecture. Um, RGT, when are we giving out the polo shirts? Because I think it's time for croquet.
We're going to give out polo shirts, are we?
Yeah, like with two woven croquet clubs on the chest, and then on the back like UCP croquet or something in
Wow.
gold. I'm thinking on like a deep royal blue.
Wow. Yeah, I've got some work to do then.
Yeah, and maybe have the logo look a little bit Wimbledon-y, but actually be polo.
Yeah, no
No,
problem.
croquet. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying
Croquet. Yeah,
polo for
I
you.
was going to say.
Well, they're mallets, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll see what I can do.
I want men's and then a women's tailored as well. You know, where it kind of
Yeah, no problem. Easy.
yeah, not for
Yeah.
me, but obviously
Yeah.
we need them for the women.
Yeah. Yeah. We could put different numbers on so we have a whole team.
Uh, yeah, probably going to need two.
Me and you.
Are you a? we- Yeah, we'll make that work. I guess I'm
Yeah.
wearing a tailored woman's, am I?
Yes, definitely. Because that ain't going to go on me.
Right.
Anyway,
What are you hoping to play?
more 007. Outbound will always be there, sort of burbling away in the background. Bit more Batman Blackgate. Forza Horizon 6, because it's just an amazing game. I want to start Xenoblade Chronicles, but I need to get a few of these done and moved on, I think, before I jump into Xenoblade. But yeah, so pretty much that, I think. And with these sort of new games that are coming out, I feel like I'm going to have to be doing some overtime to pick all these up because there's some good games coming there. But
Mm.
yeah, so I think those for now, I think. What about you?
I think I'll probably continue with a little bit more DK64. I think that might be one of my forever games, just sort of, as you say,
Mm.
burbling away in the background, which I'm quite happy with. I think probably continue with a bit more Outlaws. I'm finding that quite enjoyable. And then I'll probably, on my piece of shit, I'll probably continue playing some like Donkey Kong Country. I do not endorse it at all, but so much so I bought two. But a great way, this one's even worse than the first one, but I'm going to have to do some computer jiggery pokery, which I'm not that pleased about because I'd rather probably staple my penis to the back of a horse and then slap that horse on its arse
You didn't like doing
than
that the first time, did you?
no. And now I'm gonna have to, possibly mess around with it. Get Sonic on there. Why would a 16-bit console that they claim has 15,000 games not ship with Sonic the Hedgehog?
Mm.
They've got, but do you
You're,
want to be praised? Do you want to be praised? Because it's got the Game Gear. Every single Sonic game for Game Gear is on there. So don't panic. Don't panic because you can play that if you need to.
mm, just not the one you want.
Uh, Mate, just Chemical Zone on there. That would look
Down, down, down. Diddly down, down, down,
on that
down.
screen. I
Oh,
mean, yeah. I on the other one I've got, it's got it on, and it's as good as you know it is. But this one, for some reason,
that's annoying.
only half the ROM list has been added to the thing. Just pure
Oh, that's annoying.
laziness.
Yeah,
You get what you pay for. All right.
exactly.
What I should have done is pay 300 quid and got Bada Binks on the phone.
Yeah,
Instead, I chose to throw money at a drop shipping store.
yep,
Don't be like me. And if you've learnt anything from this video, you're better than me. You're doing better than me. You're thriving. You're surviving. And you're one of life's winners. If you've got this far, hit subscribe. If you've already done it, don't unsubscribe yourself. Just if you haven't though, just click it. And if you get really lazy, it's going to pop up at the end of the show. Hit it then in a moment of
mm,
panic, like, oh God, what did I do? I didn't dirty. I'm going to subscribe. Commit. Okay? Because you see so many people you watch, you don't subscribe. But then you come back again the week later. Make it easy for yourself.
yeah,
That's it. I'm not going to say bell on, notification, blah, blah, blah. Just do it. All right? With the silent but violent kind. We'll just appear and nudge you on the shoulder on Sunday morning. Then on like a Wednesday afternoon, whispering in your ear, we go like, one bit of flashback, brother. Yeah, that's what we're all about. And that's all we have time for this week, listeners. Always thank you for your time. We look forward to the pleasure of speaking to you again next week. Until then, happy gaming. And remember, there's nothing wrong with being given the unofficial controller. It's what you do with it that counts. See you, RGT.
Later.